Insurance too. You don't want to.
What do you got planned for the weekend?
I'm gonna be on a beach in a span of a couple of hours.
You're leaving tonight?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So by
where are you heading, Joey?
Going to the great place of Tulum.
Tulum. So you're landing in the Coon?
I'm landing in the Coon. We're meeting up with a bunch of friends from Austin, Texas. Shout out Austin.
Got to ask him about FSD, obviously.
Yeah, well, Bobby. It was Bobby. Remember Bobby was on the show? Yeah, he said they're rolling around over there.
Of course, right? That's the spot.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, we're gonna go meet up with them, and then yeah, we're gonna go on a nice little boat cruise, and yeah.
Ooh, it's a boost cruise, isn't it?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. I'm not,
I love it. Yeah. Like, I don't give up.
Yeah.
It's a boost cruise. Yeah, attaboy, Joey. Hope you have a lot of fun, brother.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Be safe, be good.
So,
and get in some sessions, man.
I'm going to hit the gym. There you go. Tulum Jungle Gym.
Those are so sick. The wooden weights, right?
Yeah, the wooden weights. So we got a couple days there. Yeah,
nice,
man, it's not going to be like crazy or anything. Going to go relax and everything.
How many boys?
There's 10 total. Woo, yeah, 10 total. Nice. So yeah. Couples nice obviously involved like there. Like so going to Taboo Beach Club for those who are familiar with it. Yeah.
There you go. You want to meet Joey Options, Jody?
Yeah, I mean,
you head on over.
Whoa. All right, there we go. Yeah.
All right, we love everybody. Yeah. We're sending it over.
2 for 3 today. 2 for 3. By the way, we're getting back to the day. Netflix. Yeah, it sounds fun. Yeah, it sounds fun. Hey, man, you know where we're going to be. See you later.
See everybody at the big desk.
Yo, what's up? Yo. Although you may think it's Neil based on the below graphic, it is Obi. He is back. We are back. And yeah, snowstorm 2025, not that bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
You know.
I said it'd be coming down around 2, right? So like I didn't check right now, but I was out there for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I back and forth from the gym was not too much of a problem. Just a couple of little wet feet without the
boots.
Without the boots going on as well. So, all right, yeah, Joey, man, have a great trip. We will see you on the flip side, and hopefully not too many people notice this guy. You know, he's trying to go on vacation. Doesn't need to be asked about options everywhere he goes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what's he got? Some mic problems over there?
No, it's like.
It's falling down.
Yeah, falling down.
Falling down. I mean, we love that sweater. I got to get myself one of those hot sweaters. We should have Sia. Sia, are you doing any throws this afternoon? Okay, our segment is a throw. So she is doing a throw. She goes, I'm not doing any throws. I'm doing my segments.
Okay.
So right there, that's just old person talk. Like, you know, I'm the oldest. I think I've got Neil beat by 2 months, 3 months. So I'm the oldest. I'm not sure when Brendan, myself, and Neil all born. I know, see, I look the youngest. I understand that. But Neil, myself, and Brendan all born the same year and all from the lovely town of?
Brampton.
Correct. Ooh. We are all from Brampton.
Yeah.
What's up? Don't worry about what year it is. How old do you think I am, my guy? We've already talked about this. We're born in 1979, Joe.
Okay, all right.
So Neil's birthday today makes him, better than 1879, Fabian. You know what, Fabian? Where's Fabian at? 1879. If I was living to 50 years old, 150 years old. We are very old. No, I am very, very old, but proud of how old I am. You know.
So you guys used to trade on like the papers.
We literally used to pass tickets around to each other.
Tickets,
and I would say, Neil, please fill this order. NVIDIA 50 cents long, and now you can see.
Is that?
Wagwan. My kids are on their way to. This is my positions, by the way. We still got. No matter how old I am, that's still a $4 winner on Tesla. And then a 32-cent winner on the TQs. And while you were gone, we did have a little bit of love. We put it in the chat there on AMD, dipping through. We were able to buy a little bit of advanced micro devices. But, oh boy, the #1 trade of the day is this one. That was NVIDIA breaking long early. And guess what just happened? NVIDIA, brand new.
There it is.
What, did I get punched in the mouth there? What was wrong with my face over there?
Who's there? Is that?
There's me, Neil, and Brendan. You see how I just want everybody to see something. Who's the only one working in this picture right now? Look what Neil's doing. There's Neil. He's chill. He's talking to himself, obviously. There's Neil right there. I'm the one trying to get some trades done. And Brendan's just like, yo, what are you guys even doing right there? But there's Brendan, myself, and Neil back at the inception of the NYSE back in the 1920s there. That was me holding up 5 shares of General Electric, please.
Nice. Remember those days?
The good old days. I remember the good old days when I walked to and from school both uphill.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, try to do that again. And, yeah, and the weather was way worse back then. You know what I mean? This is the life right now of what we're doing here. But I hope you guys can all have a lot of fun with us. We will have fun every single day here live on the show, regardless of how trading is going. But we are we've done real well today, man. I mean, this Tesla trade is pretty hot fire too. Like, obviously now we're well in the money on this one. We took a couple shots on Tesla early before finally finding a base and taking that long as well. Waited for there to finally be some buy action. Came in, hit that out there on VWAP, and I'll wait to see if we get another 480 coming through as well. So, yeah, man, we're that's a great little picture there. I should probably put that one up online, that one of Neil and myself and Brendan. That was a good one. Maybe send that to me, actually, Fabian or Adara or whoever has that one. That was a lot of fun. But, okay, Obi, on to the next, right, is what we always do around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was, give me a gift you got for Christmas. What, do you remember anything significant?
Told you.
What? Yeah,
the
we have new audience.
Sorry, excuse me. 48 Laws of Power.
Oh, yeah, the book.
48 Laws
right,
of Power.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And have you started reading it yet?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not. I've read snippets of it in the past. I think I remember reading like a decent chunk of it, but yeah, no, it's the thing is, reading something once, you're not necessarily going to remember too much. You're not going to retain, well, at least me.
Right,
I have to read things multiple times.
You prefer audiobooks or reading, like the physical book?
So audiobooks are easier for me because I can just, I can have a bunch on while I'm on transit. But I like reading on my phone. I have like an ebook app.
Okay, yeah.
So I just get my ebooks and then just read it.
So is this a physical or an ebook? This one?
This one's a physical.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Cool.
Really like that. Yeah.
Okay. 68 years old. That may be the oldest in our chat, but we will see. Shout out to Chris over there, wanting to know if anybody is 68 or older. So I think you've only traded Nvidia today. I've got a couple tickers behind us.
The position board is kind of like going off right now, so it's that is incorrect.
You traded Berkshire today?
Absolutely not. I'm not. You can see my.
What the hell are all those names?
Yeah, I don't know. I messaged Fabian, I think. Yeah, I messaged you on thing and being like, that's definitely not my account.
You've got some retail. Is that how XLP is? You've got XLF going. You've got Berkshire. You've got Palantir. You're a very busy man over there.
You can see my chart right here. If you go to my chart, I can tell you what I've been in. And the only thing that I've been in all day today is Nvidia, right? So we had the long. Okay, thank you. You guys reset it. So got long and then flip short, flip long, flip short a little bit too early here. But again, I mentioned that I was going to give it a very wide stop. The high day, I know it's a little wide, but when it does start to come in, I do get aggressive. Here's the thing. I had to use the bathroom. I didn't necessarily want to put in a hard stop and be like, okay, that's the stop. I'm walking away right now. So yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is, I took off all the position, used the bathroom, and then it went all the way down. Bit of a tilt mode here. I came back and I sat down. I was like, wow, I left almost $1 on the table there. Punch into some more. I'm like, okay, well, instantly goes against me. That's fine. VWAP continuation trade actually comes in. So I take the short there, cover up, leave the desk once again, and then I had to cover one more down here. Didn't cancel all my orders, so I ended up being net long. Coming into it. I got saved. That was so lucky there, but came right back to VWAP there. So this is around when I came back to my desk. I took some more off here on the break of high day. I'm still keeping like breadcrumbs on right now. It doesn't show that I have a position on, but I still have a small little piece here. But Nvidia right now breaking through high day, breaking that double top from this morning session going into the end of the day. So
what a beast.
Running to the upside. And with that, I think, Sean, we are ready for rundown.
Welcome to the afternoon rundown, everyone. The show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. Obi, he's in for Neil. Happy birthday, Neil. But the big boys, they are locked, they are loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. The only way to get your tickers on the afternoon rundown, you got to get into the chat. and you got to vote for your favorite tickers every day, but make sure to throw in that $ before the ticker of your choice. Let's look at all 4 major averages. 3 of them are red, 1 of them is barely green, but with a little bit of an uptrend here is the NQ up 0.06, the ES essentially flat down 0.03, the Dow down 0.1%, still with a bit of a downward channel there. The Russell 2000 faring the worst on the day with a huge move down right at the open there, and then kind of a bear flag setup trending between 25.5 and about 25.42. So we'll keep an eye out on the Russell 2000 after making all-time highs a couple of weeks ago. Let's talk about the first name as decided by you, TSLA. A couple of lower days here for Tesla ever since glancing at that $500 area with a 498.80 high. Today we find ourselves with a big aggressive downsell right at the open, and no real news today to keep you apprised of. But over the holiday, over the last couple of days on the holiday there, videos did circulate online with individuals sitting in the back of a Model Y and the car operating on its own. Widely speculated that this could be some sort of pre-launch for another robotaxi or unsupervised FSD, guys. So Tesla not really benefiting from those videos, down 1 1/3.
All right, thank you, Sharif, for that talk on Tesla. I mean, yeah, I don't know what happened to Tesla today. I mean, it's just a funny stock. Like every day, Obi, it has these moves off the open, and then you kind of got to be as patient as you can be, I feel like, with this name. I mean, it broke the pre-market high, and there it goes. And we had it, I have it, actually, I did not have it written down today on the board. We were focused strictly on Nvidia off the open. But then when it was falling against whatever the market was doing, I mean, the market had that nice move up, then the market really came back in, and, you know, we had to wait for Tesla to get going as well. So that was something that we tried. We tried 477 and 478. And the reason why we looked at those levels was just had to do with right into here, right? We talked about these levels trying to hold there from last Wednesday. So just from before Christmas, we had a shortened day. We held this area and then ripped up. So I tried in and around here as well. And we didn't wait for that very bottom of 175. I was trying the 77 to 78 area just off of there, thinking that we could try to hold. We did not, and we wound up going to the downside. And then this is where like sort of patience became much more important. And we just waited to see if we could ever find a little bit of a read on the tape. And it just looked like it was slowing down a little bit. Once we had that bottom wick into there, that was enough for me. That created the largest volume spike. The stock just trades differently. And we can talk about that maybe when we get to NVIDIA when Obi started selling off that trade, but it just starts to look different. And thankfully, we were part of what was about 7 or 8, maybe 10 straight up candles right there. And it just elevated right back into that area where we initially thought that there could have been some selling again at 77, 78. So that's where we dumped off a lot of that trade, only to be able to basically get right back into it down there. Yeah, hit it up at 480. That was a good out. We got another out there breaking through 478.50, but we'll wait to see what happens now. I just really like Tesla once it finally makes that bottom. Just sometimes very, very hard to catch the bottom in Tesla. And I think we did a pretty good job there today of doing so. So yeah, Tesla's a positive stock today. I don't know if we're going to get to 500, man. I mean, I don't know if it even matters. It's a good stock, just continues to, you know, bounce off of that level. So instead of trying to look long and saying when we're going to get up there, maybe the right trade is we just get short and worry about it once it finally breaks. You know, but it's been really absorbent of this 470 low area. So yeah, I like that trade. Let's see if it can continue to work out for us. It's Tesla, and it's my number 2 stock today. Or actually, no, it's not. The futures are number 2, but I still like the stock, and I think it's a big cult name. You and I have talked about that. Sure, yeah. And we heard Sharif mention with Joey there during the midday, and Adara, they were reviewing the FSD and just how successful that's been for many owners of the car. And I still yet to get mine, but I'm very excited to do that. I don't know how much I trust it in this weather, but apparently people are saying it's a better driver than they are. So
that's going to come by. That's going to come in soon. Like GPT already is way past the average level of human comprehension.
That GPT?
Oh, it's way past.
Oh, it was way past that, I think, years ago, yeah.
So it's just like, it's just so much better just to ask GPT something than like your buddy or whatever, right? You know what I mean? Even like maybe some experts in the field as well. Like it can definitely be a lot more logical than they are. But, you know, well, regardless, I think FSD definitely going to be very much a thing in the future, like we were talking about earlier. Like 5-10 years from now, I really do think that a lot of vehicles will maybe not a Tesla, but a lot of vehicles will just be like self.
We heard Rivian dropped on their AI event there, which spiked Rivian all the way up. They were doing an FSD model as well at only $50 a month, which Tesla's is currently at $100 per month. So I think that's a good way for Rivian to also get some more interest in the product, right? Yeah. If they can, drive maybe, hey, look, first year of FSD is free or whatever it is, right, to get going. But so what do you think about that idea of selling off? Like, what's your, like, let's just say tomorrow we're in and it's 495.
Yeah.
You want to go short in front of 500? You want to wait for that? What would?
So here's my thing. So what we've been seeing over the past few days is like any sort of attempt towards 500. We made this high at 498.83. To me, this is pretty much a 500 test. Sure, we didn't print 500, but we attempted with some aggression all the way in, and it got slammed right back in. And since then, the 90s just have been showing us that, yeah, there's supply for the past 3 days at the very least. Fourth, if you call the day that we tested that 498. But you can see on the move today, it was absolutely beautiful. I mean, I know you were part of this, absolutely solid trade, taking the reversion to VWAP. That, I think, was one of the better trades on the day today for sure. But aggressive seller once again, and this was distinctly different from the rest of the market. You can see, sure, the market had that drop, but Tesla kept on grinding even though the market started to balance itself out. And this turn didn't necessarily happen until about 10:40-ish. And you can see once the buyer stepped back in, once that seller was absolutely done, it did pretty much catch a decent reversion. This is what I was talking about this morning. It's like when something is distinctly different, something is distinctly different and you're watching the Mag 7, you're watching the futures, you have the perspective of being like, all right, which stock is acting differently? Someone was very clearly doing business on Tesla this morning. You see sustained selling, just like holding the ass down, and then just, you can see once that seller is done, I even mentioned this, once that seller is done, I definitely want to get involved, but guess what? I looked at this all the way in here, and I was like, all right, well, maybe it's done and gone right now, but it gave you that continuation to VWAP. But to answer your question, I'm saying that, yeah, unless and until it can distinctly get past that 90 and hold and sustain and push through that 98, I think I'm just going to go with what the chart's been telling me. There's supply underneath 500. Unless and until we make a distinct move past it, I think I'm going to stick with a bit of a short bias. I think I'm definitely leaning a little bit short in this area until it can show me. It can very well push past 500.
Yes.
Year, right? It can do that in a day. It has the range to do that. But unless and until it actually does that, I'm definitely leaning more towards what the chart and the price action has been telling us over the past week or so on Tesla.
I'm in the stock. I'm in the money, $3 or $4. We're going to get out a next piece if it breaks this bottom, 477.75. Okay, we got out a 200 period break right there. We'll get out at this break right there as well. And then we'll see what winds up happening with our last 5% or so of this Tesla trade, waiting for a 477.75 break. Back over to you, Sharif.
Ask you, brother, because I know you were talking about the R2 there, and I just want to kind of inquire. So has Rivian put the R2 up for pre-order in Canada?
Yes.
Yeah, amazing. Okay.
So I have my reservation, so it's just, I don't know. The base price, I think, is 68 or 69,000.
That's what I was going to ask. Okay, so yeah. The price, Katina, man, that was my question.
Yeah, but you know what, Sharif, you know what that's like, man.
Yeah.
That's like doesn't include any tires or anything like that. So you got to add a transmission to that and all that kind of stuff.
That's good to hear because usually they're putting that out for the States first and then for Canada. So it's nice to hear that they're actually that close to the launch. So good luck there. I just wanted to follow up with you, Sean. Nvidia, the next name here on the afternoon rundown, and a fantastic day at that for Nvidia. 2% plus, just got into the high of the day of 192.69. In case you're wondering what's going on with this one, well, they are purchasing Groq, G-R-O-Q, not G-R-O-K, so not Elon's XAI LLM. It is not that. It is basically a microchip company here, and they make custom silicon ASICs, application-specific integrated circuits, and that is being purchased by NVIDIA to kind of get their moat into that as well, Sean and Obi. So what do you guys think here about NVIDIA trading near the highs?
This is more what I was meaning there. Yeah, why not there? I just said for fun that, you know, after you add the transmission and everything, obviously there's no transmission in an electric vehicle. But I was just saying, like, the base model of everything is really like you step into the car and it's like such a base model. Yeah. You have to at least upgrade a couple things, you know, so that's where they get you. So yeah, it's probably, I think it'll probably like hitting the road probably at, I mean, we got to pay 13% tax here at least, right? Well, at most, that's what it is on the HST side of things. So, you know, 66, you're adding 7 or 8 on tax, plus you're adding probably another 10, probably on the road at 90. You know, it's probably what it is. We'll see if it's even worth that. Yeah, look, my number one trade of the day was Nvidia, and oh boy, was it a good one. It was right there. It was my number one idea on the list today. It was Nvidia 190.25 long. We just said it was the top of that monthly candle. We'll show that to you there. But it wound up breaking that in the pre-market. So we did go long that trade, and it was a dandy. And we'll just zoom in here a little bit just so you guys can see we have those little wicks there. There's the take right there, breaking 190.50. So we actually hit that, boom goes the dynamite Obi right up there to the upside. It's a good thing we got a bunch out there into 192. Like that's why we're able to have the success that we did. We were able to hold a lot of this for the break. And when our stop was 50 cents, it was a 190.50. Stop went right in immediately at 190. So these are 50 cents, right? These are the outs for the 1-to-1. And then it just blew up. And unfortunately, we put our last little piece out once we broke downside there. And I know you were back and forth with the shorts and the longs at this point. Once it broke the 50-period moving average, I got out, only to now, Obi, witness this move straight to the upside. Yeah. And all it did was just came right back into 190 there, gave you that long again, back in again, boom again. So there was a lot of reload opportunities here. Unfortunately, I don't have them. But I do think that NVIDIA is on its way to $200 even tomorrow. Like, this is a story that they bought. You just heard them there. Groq made a little inside acquisition there, not taking over any of the company, but, you know, a deal done for the software, a deal done for the services and the technology. So we'll wait to see how much they can accrue from this one. But, hey, you got to like NVIDIA. Battling off of that 170 and now right back into the 190s again. So yeah, just a big long there was the number one idea. And we say about this all the time, trade the momentum, especially on slower days when the volume's going to be light and there's going to be a lot of traders that are just chilling. Happy Boxing Day here in Canada. It is a statutory holiday right here, right now. So banks closed, apparently Cabano's closed. You got Burgers Priest, which is my favorite burger place. Yeah. I should have joined you with that.
I was definitely like fiending burgers. I was like,
it was pretty good, right?
Because like Cabano's didn't get filled on Cabano, so I was like, I need another burger.
Should hit that up with you. It was good or not?
It was solid. Yeah,
I like the smash burger.
What did I get? The holy burger? Or
they have a bunch of different names. Yeah. The Holy Grail or something like that. Yeah. Anyways,
I don't know. It was good.
Good job there. So yeah, good job on the burgers. But anyways, like NVIDIA, I like it moving forward, and I think when the real volume comes back in the new year, NVIDIA takes out that 210 high.
Yeah, we're definitely like if you look at some of these stocks on, say, like a 6-month or even a 12-month chart, you can see very well, kind of clearly, which way they've been heading, and if they're going to do more of the same, then yeah, definitely those 200s, 300s, those are definitely incoming in the next year, potentially, if we're going to sustain this sort of buying and sentiment. But off of the open, it was pretty nice. I was short in the pre-market. Let me just look at my chart here. Yeah, I was short in the pre-market session here. You guys were here a little early. I'm like, okay, 190 halves. I even talked about how 190 was interacted in the Blue Ocean session last night. So that was pretty interesting information. And I was just like, let's see what it does in and around that 190. Short, coming in, I did get a little bit lucky here, Sean. I had the stop in for the long, but I punched out of the short before it even came in because I was like, I know this is going to hit me. So let me just punch out and take the push on of the 50 into the opening drive there, and that worked out pretty well. Got some out 91s, went all the way to 92s. This is where I started to get a little short here. Stopped out once. Second time is I guess a charm, kind of chased it all the way down. Flip long here, and then I just played the range for the most part. I was a little bit early here as well, but got short here into 192s after observing that, yeah, a little bit of a little bit of a selling pressure, a little bit of a supply zone in this 192 area, getting involved pretty aggressively. Once that 192 comes in close and then starts to actually break, covered a bit too early there on much before VWAP, but that's okay. I got involved right underneath VWAP for the continuation as well. And now I'm a little bit long on just a happenstance. I had a ghost cover just sitting in there after I already covered the full position. I had another order to buy some in and around 79s, 190, 79s. And when I came back to the desk, I was like, all right, well, how am I in a position? Took some off here. I'm like, this is a good position regardless. Should have way more, it doesn't matter. But the trade is a trade. I'm taking it back to the high of the range there. And it actually broke out of the range. That double top high from the morning session has broken out currently. That was 192.28, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 192.28. And now we're consolidating and holding structure on top of that, which is a good sign. And yeah, maybe adds a little bit more confidence for continuation further higher into the 190s and maybe towards that 200 going into next week as well. But we'll see how the day ends. Absolutely solid trading vehicle today, in my opinion, where it gave you this range, nice long continuous legs here, absolutely beautiful. And then finally you get that breakout in the afternoon session happening right now. So a little bit of a catalyst. But I don't know if that was specifically driving some of this price action on the day today. You saw how the futures were off of the open, pretty choppy, but inside this opening range for sure. And that's pretty much what NVIDIA has been doing until about, I guess, 20, 30 minutes ago, where it actually broke out of the range.
So do you know the history of Boxing Day?
I have no idea.
Parents, old Victorian days there in England. Of course, we are part of the Commonwealth.
Yes.
And what it was that, and it's not the greatest history, but the servants had to work on Christmas Day. So what so nice of the English, they gave off the next day after Christmas to the servants, who would then go home and spend time with their families. And in return, the wealthy would provide them with a box of food and gifts and everything like that to take back to their families to celebrate. So it's kind of like they weren't able to have Christmas on the Christmas day because they were working. So Boxing Day was that they would, basically from all the boxes and all the stuff, the gifts that they would have, they would re-gift or give their gifts back in a box, which they would take home. I looked this up there. I had to give it back. So I knew it was. So that's why it's celebrated Canada, England, and then we heard Fiji and New Zealand. I didn't ask Gemini which countries, but that's what it is. So that's the history of Boxing Day. A lot of people were asking there if it was similar to
something new every day.
Yeah, some similar to Black Friday and things like that. But generally, this is when a lot of the sales start happening.
Yeah.
It's called the Boxing Week sales and whatnot. So that's
the sales you're looking at for today. I checked Canada Computers. I still have to check Best Buy.
Dude, I just sent my kid Baxter $200 because he's taking the kids out to do climbing today.
Oh, nice.
So they're doing
bouldering,
and then they're doing dinner.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my life, my guy over here. So yeah, just as I told you, I don't do this for myself. Everything just goes right over to the kids. And Marissa's like, well, Baxter's asking for money to take the kids out, and of course he's in school, so that's fine. Taking care of the kids, taking care of his family. I said to Baxter, I said, thank you so much for coming. Obviously, and spending Christmas with us. So it's great that he gets to take the kids bouldering, and I just get to sit here, have a good time, go home, see the wife, and they can do their thing, and I'll pick them up after dinner, and everything will be good. So yeah, man, I'll eat ramen 10 times out of 10 if my kids can eat like kings. So that's what I will do, and yeah, that's that story. So let's go back. Come on, I'm not saying that for anything. I don't need that. But let's go back over to Sharif and see what the next stock is. We had Nvidia, we got Tesla. I don't know. What else is moving today, Sharif?
It was moving, Sean, and then it wasn't. SIDU, Sidus Space Station, has been a rocket ship this week, guys, up over 190% at the highs. It really all got off when they were selected for the Missile Defense Agency's SHIELD IQ program to support the Golden Dome initiative. However, as soon as they got that, the shares rallied, and then they took the opportunity to issue a public offering to the tune of 19 million shares at $1.30 a pop, and that sent this one aggressively down. But yet another day today, making higher highs into that 338. But Sean, looks like it's filled the gap here, closing in on, I want to say Wednesday's closing print.
Reversal there today, and that's the problem with these stocks, right? I mean, I took a trade on it was Neil. It was ASTS there last day on Wednesday, and it did not work. It just faded out the whole day. It opened up at the highs and then just kept on coming in, and that's exactly what SIDU has done here today. And it's just sometimes I just feel like, you know, we look at the stock and you just look back and you say, well, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of problems the last time we kind of got in here into $3. Sure, we broke it right there and it ripped up to 7, and that could have happened again, right? But I believe there was some sort of probably, again, another successful launch or something like that with SIDU. I mean, Shreve just talked about the offering that they dropped, probably dropped one here, and then there's another one, and that's all filled up now, so it's completed. So you don't have to worry about the pressure now of that share offering. So $3 came right into there. It was a good level. We only spent a little bit of time over $3 the last time we were here. That's $3.50 this level. So that top wick right there today is $3.40. So kind of coincides with this fill right there. So not a surprise that we did fade back, but I actually still really like the long in this name, right? I mean, we talked about it. We had that clue, what they voted on, the poll up earlier, and it was what's the next thing to go, and space was what was talked about, right? So we did have AST Mobile make that play. Ooh, yeah, yucky there as well. So they went right up there on the successful launch in India there of their satellites on, I think it was Tuesday. So Wednesday we came in all excited about it, and it just got hit back down to the downside. So yeah, I mean, I really do like the space. I think SIDU with, again, a little bit of a short float here could easily squeeze more. It's still nice to be up 7.5%, but really down today. And it looks like it wants to break. So I would say look out for that short right here, 230, 235. We probably have to, I'll try with 100 shares. We probably have to try, no, yeah, we got to pay for shorts. So I'm not sure how much that is, but we have to pay for shorts here at Real Trading. It might be worth it on that break right there. Then use your 200 period of 50 as your out. But SIDU looking like a short to me here.
Yeah, no, I think this one again, recent runner. I was watching it as well. It was on my scanner this morning because I was like, nothing else is really running, and we had that gap up and push today. But yeah, this whole sector on the day today is kind of selling off pretty decently. Sean just looked at ASTS as well, so I was looking at it a little earlier during lunchtime, and I was like, yeah, no, the continuation, sure, we're kind of within range, but we looked really heavy here. I was looking at around 12 o'clock and looking at the low of day double bottom breakdown for the fill back into prior day's highs, and we're doing exactly that. Take a look at this consolidation, man. Solid bit of a held bid, or I don't know, just a hold of this 35s, 234s, $2.34 there, but making lower highs and lower lows as it's building structure that's stepping down as well. So yeah, a little bit of a run-up name over the past couple of days. I do want to see what it does with this day's range, because this was the day where it kind of blasted through that $1 on Friday, and then the next day we come in on Monday, we were all the way up to 2.5s. So this range is definitely, and you look at the relative volume that's happening there as well. So a little bit of a squeeze potentially happening here as we push up into the open. But yeah, once that buying is done, coming right back in and balancing itself out into prior day's highs on SIDU space.
Yeah,
we
just had
eyes on.
Thank you to VizBot. Anyone following your sticky note on, I just said that we're probably going to talk about silver soon. Right now, SLV is up $4 right now. We both like the silver long, and I didn't touch it, and we should have
either, man.
Right there. That was too bad because silver did break, and we did talk about it. So let's go over to Sharif and find out what's on the docket next.
Exactly, Sean. Right, it is silver, 7.45% at least for SLV. Got in to the day's high right now of 70.42. That's, of course, yet another all-time high for silver as that work continues to run. At the time of the writing of the article in front of you guys right now by Benzinga, it was up 164%, but platinum also up 8%, palladium 11%, gold hitting another all-time high as that continues to run, guys. Copper, be on the lookout there. All the while, Bitcoin trading near the low end of the range, guys, in and around 87,300. But it is the precious metals world. We're all just living in it at the moment.
And we should have gone into Costco and just bought up all those gold bars and those silver bars. I was telling my father-in-law used to give the kids these little 1 ounce silver little chips every time he saw them, and they're like 99.8%, whatever they are, pure silver. But an ounce of silver is not worth nearly, I mean, now it's worth a lot more than it had been in the past, but not getting rich off that. So I might own like 1,000, well, it's not me, the kids might own like $1,000 worth of silver or something. Better go look under their beds, man. I gotta pay for this. Okay, but anyways, no, silver just continues to go. And yeah, I just want to say shout out to Danny Boy. I mean, I'm going to take all the credit, or I'm going to give him all the credit for that one. We'll take credit for the fact that at least we had it written down here, silver. And then we just said with the market closed there in London, the London bullion market closed. We did like silver, but I had it written at 66.50 and I even mentioned or whatever the morning low was. So yeah, thank you Vizbot and whoever was mentioning that in the chat, because 66.50 is right here. That's where I picked it from basically. And I just said we were going to use the 200 period moving average. So I should have been long right there at 949. Unfortunately, we were a little too obsessed with Nvidia at the time, but that was just a great trade there off the 200 period moving average. I mean, I just want to still keep watching that every single day until we're wrong on it. But I like that part for movement in stock. And I mean, it's just continuously breaking out. And we had someone ask us about, a monthly chart, a weekly chart. It looks great on both of them. And there's the break right there. The break actually happened back in late November. So this is basically from November 1st, you're up 40% in about a month. Let's call it 2 months, right, at the end of the year. So that's just a monster move for silver. Nothing that was expected, I don't think. But, whenever you're breaking all-time highs and the momentum's there, we've seen people, I guess, switch over from Bitcoin potentially into gold and silver. And the reason why is, I mean, we've seen copper move upside as well. It's just depreciation of the US dollar. Monetary control has been lost in many different spaces in this world, all over the world now. The US dollar, we talked about the Japanese yen and all that. Just fiscal policy has gotten a little out of hand with the money printing and all of that kind of stuff. We'll see if inflation comes back this year, but I don't see a slowdown in silver or gold anytime soon. So I'm gonna go get my pickaxe and start hitting up some mines. Right after I leave here, I'm gonna go find one and just start going at it, because I need to get some silver, man. And you let me know if you find any, but I'm gonna look under my kid's bed.
Yeah, no, silver, I think we talked about this in the pre-market, doing some decent relative volume. Coming into the open, we're doing roughly about 3 to 2.5 times relative volume there. And I was just like, okay, well, it's made a bit of a range and we're opening up in the middle of the range. So all I'm gonna do is, if it comes down to 66.70s, maybe that's going to be an opportunity to pull it back into prior day's high. Or if we break out of this 68.60 level here, then maybe there's an opportunity to push even higher. And that it went this direction. You can see the breakout of that range high comes in. Sure, it's a little bit choppy, but this pullback right here holds that prior high, holds this wick high as well. That's interesting. You can see strong volume on that push all the way up into some of those pre-market highs, slams right back in and then starts grinding back slower to the upside. Now currently pushing even higher. 70.41 is a day high, trading at 70.10s. Silver was definitely, I think, one of the names to focus on the day today, and it held quite well, especially after it broke out of that pre-market high and then this wick high as well after this got pinged. I don't know what this specifically was, but strong volume candle on this. What is this? This is a 3-minute chart, 9:57 candle, so that wicked all the way up into pre-market highs, and then structure hold happening as well. Let's see, what's going on here?
Oh gosh, that was what I was showing before. Who's showing
happening?
this?
This looks really cool. What are those?
This is clearly not as good as the one I was showing, I feel like. What is this telling us right now? So the wind is coming.
It tells you wind direction.
From the east.
It tells you, what's that? Precipitation. Okay. All right. Danny's boy with the super chat here.
Again, man, this guy killed
regarding silver, it's probably also important to know that China has banned the shipment.
Hey, we got to put it. Hold on.
Out of the country.
Hold on.
All right.
Let's put it in. Let's put this in
on the
the
screen.
chat right now. So here we go. Boom. All right, Obi, please read again.
Yes. All right. So.
Please do not read again.
Yep. I'm gonna wait for it to come on the screen.
Send selected. There it is.
Boom. There it is. All right, so thank you, Danny's boy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Regarding silver, it's probably also important to know that China has banned the shipment of silver out of the country starting January 1st. This is gonna push it even higher. All right, so a little bit of a fact, then suffixed with a bit of, I guess, opinion. But yeah, we'll see what it does to silver. A lot of people are definitely long silver. I didn't know that this is happening, so I got to look into this as well. January 1st, China's are they a big shipper of silver? You know that silver is not only found in China, but I'd have to look deeper into this as well. But the chart kind of is showing that we are bidding up. Again, let's go to a higher time frame here. Let's just go straight up to a 3-month. You can see here SLV breaking out pretty much a parabolic move on the monthly. Why did I go to a 3-month? We'll go to a single month here. But parabolic move nonetheless here, pushing even higher. So yeah, the backside is going to be great when it does come in. But as of right now, a little bit of a squeeze happening. And yeah, that could, a confluence of held supply can definitely do that as well, right? So people may be positioning in for that as well. If China is a big supplier of silver, I don't know, I'll have to check. But if that's the case, then yeah, people are forward looking, and
it's just another story that's going to scare people about the supply, right? So I think that's what it is, supply and demand, and the more rare we think something is, the higher we pay for it. Sharif, one more name to get out of here, my guy.
FJET guys, Starfighters Space. We saw them IPO last Thursday. Was well received, very good day for them. Now post IPO, they're still up about 300%. They're up 17.75 on the day, but a little bit off that 18.20 high. They raised about $40 million in the IPO, and the CEO of the company wants you to know he IPO'd because it's a favorable White House policy environment with the F-104 jets that he's operating here for satellite launches from NASA's Kennedy Space Center, boys. So FJET trading at 14 2/3 off that 18.20 high.
All right, so I don't know exactly what the float is right here, but if they're going to raise, thank you, Sharif, thank you for doing that, and good luck. We'll see you tomorrow, or Monday, I guess, hopefully. Market cap rate there, 300. So they just said they raised 40 million. The market cap right now is just 345 million. So it's big there. Sorry, big raise for what they have. That's nice, you know, giving them hopefully a little bit of cash there so they can spend a little bit of it. I do like the fact that it's going to be a favorable move into space. It looks like President Trump, okay, no problem. President Trump did have what was that new system he made? There's a new Department of Space, is it?
Oh, yeah. Space Force.
Space Force, that's what it is.
Also it's a great show as well.
I saw that with Steve Carell, right? On Netflix. I don't think they only did one season of it.
Yeah, I was kind of...
I remember watching. I thought I was a little disappointed of it. You liked it?
So I don't remember finishing it, but...
well, then there you go.
The beginning of it, I definitely really liked, and I was just like, where's more? But it did start getting a little corny, but...
But it's called Starfighters Space.
Yeah.
So I don't really know.
Recent IPO as well.
Yeah, no, definitely a recent IPO, nicely successful. But don't kid yourself, man. This stock is going down. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. This is what it looks like.
Reversion.
Again, successful IPO. The very next day it got hit pretty bad. It was down to $6, right off of about a $10 or so IPO. Then it just got lifted there like crazy. And there it is. What is this for? A chart for ants. Okay, and then $12. I do like Ben Stiller, but I don't get. That's from Zoolander, I guess. But there it is. So 11.92 upside right there. I don't know. I think you don't want to be in this name if it breaks through $12. So you're up to 14.75. I would just say be careful with this one. Could definitely go. I mean, another 20% there today. But we've all been burned and all made money on these kind of stocks. So I think it's just a matter of try to take your shot with it and see where it winds up going. But for me, this is a nothing until it finally, I don't know, it gets a little more volume to it. I mean, there's a lot of volume, but like consistent volume. So just a couple days in right now, FJET. You see anything on a little bit of a...
Yeah, I mean, higher time frame, I'll tell you where I see personally the better trades on this name. Now, I can be very wrong. Doesn't matter. Right here, you can see day one high, that broke out, a little bit of a squeeze. Definitely players getting in for a bit of a swing, maybe on the first day. Beautiful reversion. Bit of a liquidity trap maybe because it cannot go further down, lower volume, and then Rip City on the third day right there, breakout. That was a trade, and then maybe this short reversion coming in, but again, low volume, not really breaking down as much. We're getting some more pops here today. So I think this will stay interesting and moving around for a little bit, but we'll have to keep an eye on this one. I think we're going to see it now.
How are we doing today? Let's take a quick look at what's going on right now. The EIA crude oil numbers, stocks change coming on Monday, not today, the 29th. Nothing major economic release as of today. But let's go through a couple of headlines. Nvidia is buying Groq's assets for $20 billion. So now, again, like Sharif said, not Groq by Elon Musk, Groq, Groq's assets. It's the largest deal ever for Nvidia on record, and Nvidia also earlier this year announced its intentions to carry out a similar deal in September when it shelled out around $900 million to hire the CEO of Fabrica and other employees. Groq has currently raised $750 million at valuation of about $6.9 billion as of 3 months ago, and Nvidia stock has risen 0.5% as of earlier today after this decision, and currently is up 1.87%. Let's also take a quick look at Oracle. Oracle, as we know it, is having its worst quarter since 2001. The company's stock has plummeted 30% so far this quarter, which is so close to when the company's stock went down and took a hit at 34% back in 2001 during the dot-com days, which obviously, as we know it, is not good. And just 3 months ago, new leadership was announced for the company with Clay Magro and Mike Sicilia as new CEOs. And we all know it, they seem to be like they're off to a rough start. Oracle's also plotting $248 billion in leases to boost its cloud capacity on top of building data centers. But the company's stock is currently up around 0.13%. Moving on to gold and silver, by the way, are soaring fresh highs. Gold futures have hit an all-time high, intraday high today of $4,579 per ounce. This will mark its 54th record close of the year. Silver futures are also reaching an all-time high of $76.15 per ounce, on track for its 5th straight record close and 18th of the year. We're going to also quickly take a look at Freeport-McMoRan FCX. Stock is currently trading at $53.2 per share and has a market cap of $76.4 billion. The miner stocks are climbing after copper has also hit a fresh record as of today. The stock is currently up 1.8%, and the company also announced that it will be releasing its quarterly dividend to be paid on Monday, February 2nd of the new year. And last but not the least, we're going to take a quick look at a thing of note. All the airlines today, American, Delta, United, JetBlue, and Southwest, have waived the change fees and fare differences for their passengers due to the cuts in flights and change in timings due to the snowstorm happening today. 1,200 flights have been canceled and rescheduled. Currently, AAG is down 1.9%, Delta trading negatively 0.54%, Southwest negative 0.24%, United is in the red by 0.5%. And lastly, JetBlue losing ground by 2%. Over 350 flights, or more than a quarter of the day's schedule, were canceled as of 1 p.m. this Friday from John F. Kennedy International Airport. So if you're traveling within the next few days, or if you have anywhere to go to fly, please be safe, take care. That's all, and back to the guys.
All right, great job, Sia. Thank you so much. Hit the like button for Sia over there. Yeah, so here we go, man. We were just talking about it. Guess what happened? There it is. So that offering is now full. So they priced their offering on SIDU Space right there. 10.8 million shares done at $1.50. So here's the news. And whoops, there's what just happened. But now that that news has been absorbed, I think you can play off this $2. So they're going to raise $16 million right there at a price of $1.50. So that's where they're able to find buyers for those 10.8 million shares. So yeah, they've done 152 million shares today. Once that was announced, whoops, to the downside. Now, not everyone's going to be able to participate in that offering. The offering does close on December the 29th. So that's a couple days from now. And we'll see today's 26, 27, 28 till Monday. And probably will trade in and around this price now moving forward. Watch out for $2 breaking on SIDU. But there it is right there. That's the reason for the move down over to Obi.
So now for some exciting news out of Canada for the sophisticated traders on the stream. Beta Pro by GlobalX Canada, that's Canada's largest provider of leveraged, inverse, and inverse leveraged ETFs, has just launched 6 new triple leverage ETFs, offering 3 times bull and bear exposure to the S&P, TSX 60, semiconductors, and on U.S. Treasuries. Even better, they're offering a special fee rebate, dropping management fees to just 65 basis points until December 31st of 2025. There's not many days left. Plus, the U.S.-focused strategies use the currency hedging. What's going on? Offering the potential for pure performance and exposure. So if you're a tactical, sophisticated trader looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca/3xdaily
There it is.
to learn more.
Yeah, and scan that QR code right there, find out more information about Beta Pro and Global X. So yeah, here goes Sidious again. Looks like it wants to break through that $2 mark right now. The low was 198 on that information. So they should trade down near and around $1.50 right there of where it doesn't mean it's going down there, right? But they have till the 29th to fill that offering. And some other, was it this morning or I forget, there was another company, I think maybe it was the same one. So we were expecting this announcement. So nice move to the downside. While we were gone just a couple minutes ago, we got out right there on VWAP of our TQQ trade. So we got out, it does drop down into the 200 period moving average. We got out with only an hour and 10 minutes left, an hour until the imbalance is. Come over to the chart here just quickly, Ramin, and I'll just show everybody. Yeah, so that's where we got out right there. Now it's a little higher, fine, but it dropped through. That was always my target there. Get out at VWAP, you got to have a plan of action. This plan of action is almost filled. If that breaks right there, we almost got stopped out right there. My stop is a break of 75s. So we're about 20 cents away from Tesla, and then we'll get out of that one. But we've already done really well on Tesla today, and then Nvidia, the name that just ran. And I want to do this again. Like, if we can come back, let's see what happens at VWAP. It hasn't been great today, VWAP, to be honest with you. Choppy in there, nothing there. The 200 period, I mean, this is VWAP. So, generally speaking, we like to test those areas. So I think that if it does come back in, we'll do that. Ooh, Steve is here. Okay. Did not realize that one. But yeah, it's a Friday. Yeah. Thing is, I'm so messed up with what the days are.
And I believe you. When the week becomes a blur, right? Life revolves around economic numbers and earnings, pretty much. I don't know if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I usually find out around the midday because everyone's like, yo, your drinks today or, going out today?
I know, right?
I'm like, oh, it's Friday, let's go. I don't know.
Marissa's like, I forgot to pick up, she's like, she forgot to pick up milk and cream on her way to drop the kids today. I was like, I can get it. I can just get it tomorrow. And I was like, wait a second, tomorrow's Saturday. I'll sleep in and have that coffee. Without any further ado, Steve Tileman from Trade the Pool. Let's bring him in. There he is. Steve, how you doing today, my friend?
Great, thanks for having me on. How you doing?
Not too bad. I see you change from the Yankees hat to just straight white hat there today. Don't worry, Neil's not here. He's the one that always gives people a hard time about the teams that they support. But looking great there. Was that a Christmas present?
Oh, the white hat? No, this is old.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Give me a gift.
Markets today, huh?
Yeah, I forget about the markets. Give me one Christmas gift that maybe you received yesterday if you celebrate Christmas at all.
Well, let's see. I got a copy of. My grandfather passed last Christmas, so I got a copy of one of the books that he wrote.
Oh, wow.
Signed by him that somebody had kind of found tucked away, and that was really sweet. So.
Oh, man.
That's awesome.
Oh, perfect. That's the best gift. We will not hear a better one than that. So that is awesome. But yeah, you mentioned the market, and yeah, what a market again. I mean, I just feel like every day, if we ever fight the shorts, it seems like it's been a losing battle over the last couple of days as we head into what is now. And maybe we talked about this last week, but this is supposed to be the Santa Claus rally. It's the last few days of the year, and then the first 3 days heading into January. You a believer of that at all, or do you trade like that, or you just trade what you see in front of you?
Well, a little bit of both. I do definitely look a lot at seasonality. I think that it's quite a powerful kind of undercurrent that we got to pay attention to. I think some people tend to kind of fall too dogmatically into that camp and just follow it blindly. So I was a little shaky until we reclaimed that 680 handle on SPY, but then it was all systems go for me. So I love the Christmas rally here, and I think we've got legs.
Yeah, same way. I mean, I had the NVIDIA trade as the #1 idea today where they invested in that Groq, which of course is not the Twitter Groq, but that new AI form there with new TPUs and getting them into that game as well. NVIDIA, a lot of people, maybe we can ask for your opinion on the chart here. NVIDIA all-time highs of 210 was hit just after earnings. Now it's pulled back into 170s. We're getting a bounce now up into 200. What do you think about NVIDIA as we head maybe into the new year here? And I know you and I have talked about cyclicality and seasonality changing potentially for some of these GPUs. But what about just the next couple of days? You think we touch that $200 mark? What are you thinking about NVIDIA right here with lots of volume, over 100 million shares today?
I love that you were dialed into NVIDIA here too. I definitely was as well. I missed the play this morning. I was hoping for a little pullback into the gap, and it was just screaming out of the gates there. So congratulations, NVIDIA bulls. I do think we have legs. So the next area of interest is going to be the top of this big red candle that kind of stuffed the rally previously. It also aligns nicely with 195, as well as, if we zoom on out, the 2 times measured move of the previous basing structure right there. So there's a lot of reasons why I think that we're going to gravitate up to there. It's quite a large gamma pin as well, a gamma call wall for next week. So that's where I'm going to be kind of keeping an eye on price action. And if we see more gamma coming in for the 200 strike, then we could see a nice straight continuation to that 200 handle.
Can get that action going next week. We also have another play that a lot of traders are looking at. I'm just going to give you basically all the chalk names, right? Like all the big ones here. Tesla. So Tesla, another monster mover here. As we talk about robotics, we get that push from the U.S. government over the last couple of weeks about robotics, the funding going into the space. We hear FSD, all the new FSD models that are coming out right now, just getting bigger and better. We saw a little bit of trouble brewing with Waymo last week. I don't know if you saw some of those videos. And I kid because I wasn't in one of those cars, but when all the power went out there in San Francisco, a couple people got stuck, needless to say. But then they immediately dropped a software update to hopefully correct that moving forward. Tesla looks like it has 500 written all over it, but we keep getting close and then the fade happens. So we saw a big move down today in Tesla off of, again, that 490 print. What do you think about Tesla here moving forward? You like the stock at these current levels? You think it needs to cool down a bit?
Well, real quick, just because you mentioned the Waymo situation, I'm in San Francisco and was actually out driving during that storm. I was literally dodging Waymos that were just
awesome.
in the middle of intersections.
Awesome.
It was pretty wild.
That's awesome.
In terms of Tesla here, I'm a big bull. So I thought we were going to potentially get a gamma squeeze here today. Okay. There was intense gamma leveled up at the. Let me put my hourly chart on and show you what the setup was here for me. Oh man, I've been trading it today, so it's messy. We'll clear off the fibs there. So obviously we did not get the move I was looking for, this gamma squeeze, where we dipped down and then ripped. I scalped calls to this 188 handle. There was a pretty key resistance, and then my runner got destroyed here. So I really like it for a long-term swing, but like you said, they keep batting us down from the 500 level, and really from this 490 level is the pivot that I'm seeing here. So I think that it's just taking its time. We should see a higher low forming, if not today, then early next week. I believe the structure is going to hold. I believe this daily channel here, the bottom of this, is going to hold as well if we do get down there. And so in the next week or two, we should base out here, maybe dip down, and then be ready for that push. I'm a big believer in Tesla as well as Rivian.
Okay, yeah, actually, yeah, Rivian as well. We like the look of Rivian over the last little while. And again, they had a conference, I think it was last week or the week before, about AI, right? And they're talking all about AI. Rivian breaking that 20 up to $22. I like that. Okay, so I need to sort of geek out just a little bit here because Waymo just got announced for Toronto and the incoming area here, but I don't know when exactly they're going to be around. Have you been in one of those cars? And if so, or any friends, any feedback personally on what it's like to be in a driverless vehicle?
Yeah, it's great. Honestly, I was so skeptical. Really? I'm kind of old fashioned in the idea of getting into a vehicle with nobody piloting it. It kind of, puts me on edge. That being said, incredibly smooth drive.
Really?
It was a better driver than I am. Really nice ambiance, really nice sound system in there. It's a good product and a good service, and it's cheap too compared to Ubers.
That's what I was going to ask you. So are we close to the same price as an Uber? Are we half price? Are we 80%? What does it look like there in San Fran?
Well, I got to do a little more due diligence because I haven't taken an Uber in quite a while because I just go to the Waymos now. I think last time I checked, it was maybe 20-30% cheaper. But it's, we're in an interesting area with Waymo rolling out service.
Right.
So it might vary.
I mean, I think honestly though, Steve, like if we can even come close to the same kind of price, a lot of people like the privacy of obviously being in a car, you know, by yourself. You can do your own thing. You don't have to worry about that. So I think that there is a good chance there. Do you have a feeling that maybe Uber is in trouble here with that kind of, forget about the stock, but just about, or the stock price. Do you think Uber is in trouble with Waymo, or do you think they can sort of come together and work together on some sort of a service for everybody?
You know, this is one of those areas where I'll speculate, but I'm going to, you know, preface this with, in general, I stay in my lane when it comes to this type of fundamentals move, because I'm not an expert in this space, let alone these companies. From my understanding, that's definitely a big factor in the pullback. Well, messy chart here, in the pullback on Uber. So I kind of have to see where it's going to base here. It's been off my radar for a while.
Yeah. I
think that it is just coming back into the previous swing highs from February of last year. And as long as this kind of zone holds, this 679 to call it 680, I'm sorry, 79 to 82 there, I think that it's still in play. The monthly 21 moving average is coming up to meet us here, and it's just a slow mover. It's an interesting stock because it used to be a growth name, and then it's starting to trade like value, which is interesting because it has gotten cheaper as it went up, at least up to last year. So interesting setup for the long term, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was most nervous about, because I'm a holder of the stock, and I was like, you know what, all this kind of talk here, I know it's expensive to build these Waymo cars, and I know Tesla's just around the corner as well, so more competition coming, that is for sure. Just quickly before I throw it over to Obi, we're now entering the power hour. I just want to show people, so my Tesla trade, we're still long here at 474.50 off of that low. We fought it early, we got that bottom, well, maybe potential bottom right there, and now we're just going to take another piece out at the 200 period moving averages. We almost got stopped out there. And then it came back out, so we're going to get a piece out. All right, Steve, our good friend Obi, I know you've talked to him before. He has a question for you.
Hey, how's it going, Steve? Nice talking to you again. Some great ideas there. I had a question for you. We asked the viewers earlier today, going into 2026, if you were to pick one of three things, what would they be in terms of like looking for a cool down, looking for a pullback for maybe a longer term look? And the options were space stocks. We see them kind of moving around over the past couple of weeks. And you know, with the potential of SpaceX IPOing in the next few years, that could be something. What about uranium? Uranium was the other one. And then the third one, quantum. Quantum, you know, it's had its up and down. So I wanted to ask your opinion on what you think would be a good outlook going into 2026.
Great question, and I think the viewers are looking in really interesting spaces for growth next year.
Question.
So I've got all three of these sectors on my watch list into the next year. I'm partial to space. I think that there's going to be a lot of potential catalysts that could be coming up in the next year, just in terms with how aggressively Trump seems to be positioning towards that move. And, you know, Elon's always around the corner, just waiting to talk about space this, space that. So I think that thematically, it's going to keep some steam here. That's my number one. I like uranium too. I'm a massive bull in terms of the long-term fundamental narrative, but it's just taken its time stuck in the mud here. So if the other commodities can keep pushing, which I strongly anticipate, I think uranium's going to play ball too and give us some really good looks into next year.
Hey, thank you. Awesome. In terms of uranium, what names are you looking at as like vehicles to take the uranium trade?
Well, the one that's at the top of my list right now is actually UUUU, which is kind of a dual play because they have a lot of rare earth metals exposures too, the critical minerals. So I like the look of the chart. Once it can flip this kind of key cluster of moving averages, we have the 8 in blue, the 21 in yellow, and then my trigger system here, the daily trigger in the blue. And so the combination of these three, it's going to provide a really sticky point, probably a pivot. But once we can break above, back test it and hold that, I'm looking for a nice move up here. I like UUUU. I also like CEG, just as the blue chip here. This one's an incredible company. This is what I hold in my long port, and I don't stress about the 30% moves in some of these other names.
Yeah, that's fair. That one's definitely a little bit more tame when it comes to the volatility compared to the other ones. Yeah, thank you.
We thank you, Stephen Obi. There, we're getting some questions there on the chat about that. Obi and I are big fans of cats, and apparently yours made an appearance there in the background, Steve. So we're just wondering. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh yeah, there is a tabby cat, big boy there. So can you introduce him or her to us?
Absolutely. This is Cleo. You want to look at the camera, Cleo?
Oh, beautiful.
Because she wanted to go outside, and I just snatched her. But she's a good girl.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we actually, my daughter just sent me a video. We have my son brought home his cat and they're fighting right now, my cat and his cat. So yeah, lots of good stuff there. All right, you talked, Steve. Yeah, sorry to distract you there with that, but you mentioned UUU or Quad U coming up there as well. Is there any other name, before we let you go here, that you're looking at right here? Is there something on the chart that's maybe, not at the top of everybody's mind right now that we can look at in the next, coming days, or anything looking to break out? The floor is yours. What would you like to talk about?
Man, there's so many names I'd love to talk about. I brought up a lot of them I just put together my portfolio 2026.
Okay, perfect.
My forward looking there, an article that'll be on my Twitter. I'm going to post it right after this appearance. But this is possibly the most juicy setup that I haven't heard anybody else really talking about, save one person on Twitter. Shout out Undefined Mystic. So ALMU, this is a really interesting play it's a small cap, it's a semiconductor. It is a play on a specific AI bottleneck. Shoot, I got to look at my notes. There's also SHMD. They both do certain PCB components and these guys, I'm sorry, they are photovoltaics, I believe. So very interesting setup here. If this one can play out, it's a moonshot, and I think we could easily see quite extended targets up, and we're talking 3-4 bags here. So this is my moonshot for 2026.
Was that a SPAC, or is that a recent IPO back in July, it looks like, or June? What was?
Recent IPO, I believe.
Okay, a recent IPO. And we do know that Marvell just bought Photonics' name as well. So maybe if they're similarly, good call there. ALMU. Okay, here we go. It's time to drop some, where can we find you? We have it at the bottom there, at Steve Tileman. Is that still correct? You're an analyst with Trade the Pool. So is that where they can find you, or best practices on that?
Absolutely. So I have the Twitter. I'm still getting the hang of actually posting on it. But where I always post is my Discord server. You can find that right in my Twitter bio. And you can also find my my WAP as well. I do a newsletter and a signal service as well. So definitely check that out. We're making plays every week. Thanks so much. Oh, and one more thing.
Sure, let's go.
I almost forgot. I'm doing my weekly webinar here. We're doing a weekly trade roundup. We have some good ones to talk about. We're going to be doing that at Trade the Pool's YouTube channel 40 minutes after the bell.
Perfect. Well, we'll check you out there. We'll check you out so you can drop your picks of 2026. Everybody go find this guy. It's Steve Tileman. Thank you for spending time with us here on Friday and sharing Clio with us as well. Gorgeous. Thank you so much, Steve. That's Steve from Trade the Pool. Thank you, Steve. Ciao. All right. I mean, that's why we have these guests on, man. I mean, giving us interesting names, trying to cover some names that you and I have talked about as well, potentially different insights. I think he was pretty on board with what we had talked about there. I mean, I think we put up that poll, and I tried not to include space in that poll, but because I thought it was going to win, and it won pretty easily there today. So anybody looking at the space trade, Steve tends to agree with us on that one, but he likes uranium as well. So giving us Quad U there, SMR, Oklo, all those names are at good levels as well. Nano nuclear. I think you could probably just pick a ETF, which I'm going to find the best one. There are a couple different ETFs out there for uranium and nuclear stocks, but Constellation, CEG continues to be great. Cameco is CCJ, so CEG, good little name there. They're kind of like an ETF themselves, anyways, built into that one. So that's good. Thank you for that one, Steve, and go make sure you do find him in all of his picks as well. But okay, so that was that. Now we enter into the hour of power. So let's see if anything is moving around. If anything, maybe the futures are about to lose a level there just in the afternoon, but I don't know. We bounced around here before and didn't do a whole heck of a lot. All right, man. I see you, I see me, and I see ya behind us. So let's go over and see. I still have some of that rum and eggnog. I don't know. I got to go get some more of that. All right, let's go over to Sia, see what she's talking about, and I may go get another coffee. You need a refill or anything?
I'm good. I got my...
you got the Dr. Pepper over there.
A little bit of caffeine in there.
I don't mind the Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite pops.
A little sweet. Yeah, the cherry.
I don't have it too often, but yeah,
Yeah, something. Spoil yourself, my guy. All right, Sia, what you got to talk about?
Thank you for the crickets noise after that joke, by the way. It just got remembered my dad. Anyways, let's quickly take a look at the small cap. Russell is down 0.66% today following a red Christmas spirit. We're going to take a look at a couple individual movers as of now. HQY HQI, health iniquity is up 1%. EVP Lad Delano decided to sell 1,500 shares as of the 23rd of December, which is why I feel like the stock is doing pretty good today. Price of per share was around $94.72, which is a total of $142,000 price range. And moving on to Urban, URBN, Urban Outfitters down 2% today. The CEO of the company sold around 40,000 shares as of the 23rd of December, as we spoke about it on that day, but it has been named one of the retail apparel stocks to lead the consumer rally in the new year, besides American Eagle, Gap, and Boot Barn, which is really good for Urban there. OKLO is still trading negative 5.7% after the company's CFO, Richard Craig, sold 75,000 shares worth $5,087,872 on the 17th and the 18th of December. And last but not the least, D-Wave Quantum Incorporation, QBTS, on the NYSE. D-Wave Quantum down 8.7% as a reaction to the company's CFO, John Markovich, selling 100,000 shares valued at around $3 million, and president and CEO of the company, Alan Baratz, selling 793,000 shares valued at $23,913,000. That's all for small cap. Back to Obi.
Thank you very much, Sia. Yeah, I guess some board members selling some of that quantum as well, taking some profits. I got involved with a little bit of silver earlier. I was like, okay, I see some selling coming in. You can see right here, it's 70s, back into 70s, and then it kind of consolidating in the 80s. I was watching this, rips right back up through 70s. I'm like, nope, it's going to probably, very likely, it's going to kind of come into day highs. The probabilities were changing, and I was just like, all right. And yeah, we got some fresh highs off of that push there. Could not break down 69.80s, rips right back through, re-enters the trend, breaks the high at 70.40s. Now we're trading in and around 70.55s with a high of 63 there on silver. But you can see here, still within trend. I was getting a little bit involved, again, keeping nimble to be like, all right, the bid is definitely there. And kind of to go back to the super chat that we got earlier about the China, was it the China ban? Yeah, Danny's boy. So I did look it up. So I was just like, that just seems a little extreme. So here's what I got. Again, this is GPT 5.2. Coming up with these answers, which is pretty, I've been using it quite often, and it's pretty good at what it does. So anyways, in 2024, those are the stats that we have on silver right now. So China in 2024 mined 3.3 thousand metric tons, while the world mined 25,000 metric tons. That puts China at roughly about 13.2% of the total mined silver in the world. Right? So the question becomes, even if China were to straight out run a ban, a 13% supply pull, is that really going to cause this kind of a parabolic move on some of these silver names, or is it because all of these commodities are kind of pushing up and you're getting that kind of thematic run of precious metals, right? And then it's not a full-on ban either, right? I feel like, again, you got to make sure you're properly informed and asking. Even doing a simple Google search or asking GPT or any sort of LLM will kind of put you there. They're not necessarily doing a full-on ban. It's more export controls and licensing. It's not a zero guaranteed ban. So it's just like they're just going to put some more, I guess, some hurdles for those people who want to export silver. They probably want to keep an eye on those people. It doesn't matter, whatever, but it's not a full-on ban, right? So it's just like, okay, considering that, I think, yes, you can add a little bit of confluence to the trade, but also you got to keep in mind that the whole sector, the whole theme is running right now, and when that theme fizzles off, will silver still be catching a little bit of a bid? I don't think so. My opinion does not matter. But again, what the charts are showing is somewhat of a parabolic move, or it's starting to get into a parabolic move on some of these commodities. So yeah, I'm definitely watching it very, very closely. We saw how silver, or at least the silver trust, was breaking out. And I was looking up. Remember we talked about did these ETFs actually hold real silver and gold to exchange? So it's like, yeah, they have some, but in order to exchange it for physical gold, you have to be trading blocks. That's 100,000 shares. That values some of the positions at 12 million. So that's definitely out of the reach of majority of people. Right, so it's just like, okay, well, if you're really like, okay, is this the right vehicle? Maybe for the momentum, absolutely. But longer term, I think, like you said, holding physical assets might be interesting. Some ETFs I know do hold fully. What do you call? They're just pure. They hold the bars, they hold the bullion, whatever it is, and that's all they do. And those vehicles might be a little bit better for what you're looking for. But I don't know. You gotta ask someone who knows a lot more than me about this stuff. But I just wanted to do a quick check on that China ban, which is not necessarily a ban. It's just some more controls that are falling around the export of silver. I don't know how that's going to really long-term cause silver to move, but I'm here to watch. I'm here to learn for sure. So I just wanted to clear that up. And I think it was Danny's boy 12345 in the chat who was talking to us about that. So solid stuff. Thank you for bringing it up. Really appreciate it. Now we have a little bit more perspective on what that actually is. What's up, Adara?
Beware some geopolitical headlines coming through. Nothing really moving the market yet or these oil plays, but just be aware. We do have Politico reporting that apparently U.S. President Donald Trump said that Volodymyr Zelensky, leader of Ukraine, will be visiting Mar-a-Lago this weekend. Now, Trump did also say here that Zelensky, quote, doesn't have anything unless I approve it. So looks like there will be apparently a discussion between U.S. President Trump and Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky this weekend, again, reported by Politico, which is quoting Trump in this article. If I hear anything more, I'll let you know. But again, geopolitical tensions on watch with this market this afternoon, guys. Back to you.
Okay, so thanks, Adara. I was just looking, here, we have a button for that.
Thank
okay.
you very much, Darren.
Right now, the market is, I just want to look at the Nasdaq because this is a 200 period moving average, and it's been awesome. You know, ever since the 18th there, once we broke it right there in the morning, right at 9 o'clock, and then it sort of held it this whole time. Now, sure, we got a little bit of action here. That's off the open on the 23rd, but a huge move up and then just a fade right back into that level again, and then we never saw it. So I'm thinking like this would be an area to maybe the market could get some support. We did go long today off of this area. I mean, that's part of the reason why we are long. We wrote down $55 on the TQQs today, and yep, that's that screen, and you can see, I mean, what a great desk we have there. But yeah, nice move up there on the TQQ. So despite some potential geopolitical issues here, thinking that, that this is the long that we had early on the TQs right there, 55.11. Now you kind of know why. That's that mark right there. So it's coming back in. I think if the NASDAQ can get just a little bit lower into like 55, I don't know, like I was saying, 25s or so, almost back to these kind of levels. I think it might be worth a shot against that low one more time there. But you can get part of drift, and I don't necessarily want to be into a name that's drifting around to the low side. But NASDAQ's flat on the day, might be something there if you're looking. And then I was, you talked about silver there, and as you were sort of going on there, but what it means for China, I was thinking I got to get long here, silver somewhere, but it's the 200 period, right? I mean, it's the 200 period moving average today that we nailed right off the open. I hope you guys joined us early. We talked about that 200 period. There it is again there, and we kind of got into it right there at 69.75, but you're getting higher now. I mean, silver's up 9% today. Wow, what a great call. What a great call by Danny Boy and everybody in our chat as well earlier this morning. And, it's written on the sticky note for a reason. We did have good feels about it, but not into anything. So we got to look at this 200 period again, and that's 69.50. So we're still far away from that, a dip down here into 70 maybe, but we're off on silver. So if you're going to use the same logic with silver and gold, yeah, I mean, there's nothing technically there. I mean, this bottom held. I don't think we're going to get back to 415 anytime soon for GLD. So I think we kind of got to pass on any trading there today for the metals with only now, again, 30 minutes left until those imbalances. Apple's breaking lower and about to make new lows on the day. So this could be a trade here. Look at this sloping down VWAP, sloping down 50 period moving average. I actually like this short right there for Apple. If we can get 274.30, so a little bit of a move up there for Apple, we can short into this area. But it is breaking, man. This could be a good look. Breaking through 274. Do we like that trade or what? I mean, that could be a good short. Let me know in the chat if there's any sort of names, that are lining up for you. And I just find them here. This isn't a scanner that we make on eSignal, and it just kind of gives you, so we have Nvidia, Qualcomm, Intel, Apple, Shopify, Roblox. Roblox is hitting a 5-period moving average. We can have a quick little look at that as well. Coinbase, I mean, Bitcoin had a nice move down, but now it's 87.5. There's Shopify, we talked about that. SPY, 680 key level there on spiders. Steve was talking about a little bit to us as well. What is the SPY? Let me see what this looks like just real quick, and I'll throw it back over, because we can trade whatever here, and that's the good thing about it. You actually showed us earlier that who was making money yesterday. We can have a quick look at it. Even though the U.S. markets and many markets here in North America and across Europe were closed, the Turkish market apparently was open, and we had some traders trading that there today or yesterday in real trading. So yeah,
It's not called real trading for no reason.
no, yeah, there's a lot of real trading that does happen around here. Obi, you were muted, so a lot of people didn't get that great joke that you just
I
made.
said it's called real trading for a reason, guys.
Right, yeah, exactly. So you got to trade any market.
Traders don't sleep.
Yeah, you got to trade. Yeah, you got to get a little bit of sleep, but yeah.
Yeah, get good sleep.
Looking at me, you might not think I get any sleep, but we try to get some sleep. All right, so 690. Yeah, I don't know. Like right now on the daily, man, it's kind of looking the same thing as the Nasdaq, where we ride this 200 period, right? So this is the SPY. I just showed you the Nasdaq 100. It's very, very similar. So until we get too toppy there, I'm going to keep on going long. So I'm looking for a break. I mean, that 689 break, if that can come through there tomorrow and we break this trend to the downside, then yeah. You know, but might as well just keep on watching these names continue to climb higher here as we get a lot of action in the silver names, but not too much in the broader market, man. S&P and the Nasdaq both hovering around zeros today. So, yeah, Apple low of day. We just highlighted that. I don't know. Is anything sort of, you know,
I mean,
honestly,
I'm looking for the next trade. I'm watching silver here to see if it's really going to push going all the way into the close. So that's one of the things I'm watching as well. Yeah, Nvidia coming right back into the lower end of the range as well. So got out of the last crumble of that long right there, because I'm like, yeah, this is probably headed towards VWAP. It was definitely a decent reason to sell here when it couldn't get past the 192 halves, breaks this 192 40s-ish, and then pulls back in to what was prior day high at 192.30s. Once we reclaim that, I'm like, all right, we're back in range. We attempted to push the range, and we kind of false broke that range in a sense here on Nvidia. So you can get a better perspective of what I'm talking about. You can see double top pushes up higher. Can't really get too far. Only about what is that? Only about 20 pennies, maybe 40. Yeah, 40 pennies there. Quick maths as it pulls right back into VWAP as of right now. What's going on, Sia?
Thank you so much. So health services, as you can see, is doing pretty good today as compared to everything else on the S&P. The big two in electric tech, I would say Nvidia, AVGO performing well. Apple is flat as of now. Tech services are looking flat. Finance, energy, consumer durables, all have clearly chosen to wear red this holiday season. And Netflix, NFLX, I want to talk about that particularly right now, fell 10% after missing its Q3 earnings, showing a $619 million charge from Brazil, missed by $1.10 per share. And that's all. Back to the guys.
All right, that was a quick one right there. Thank you, Sia, for that. Yeah, as we look through some of those sectors, and again, not much happening there today. Shout out to Michael Ryan in the chat. Yeah, we got the palm tree hat going on here. We're feeling pretty good about it as well. So, yeah, so far so good here on the day. All right, what I wanted to talk about, now I forget what it was. Oh, someone said right into there, and I'm going to put your chat up there. You wanted me to break through. Here it is. Ramsey Fami. What's up, Ramsey Fami? Walk us through your question. Tesla trade. So, all right, let's go. So, yeah, I mean, Tesla to me today, Obi and I were sitting here looking for something to trade, right? And all of a sudden everybody was like really sort of trying to wring our brains here. And they're like, Tesla's going up. And sure it did, man. It broke up through some nice levels. The thing is that once this broke down, and I wasn't on Tesla early because we know these moves can happen. Generally speaking, which is a great question, I would normally look at these pre-market lows, especially when we got defined bottoms like that right there. But I kind of wasn't on the name and missed that. I feel like I would have gone long there, Obi, if I was here, but we weren't. So we weren't sitting here looking at Tesla at this time. But by the time it just kept on falling back in, we were like, oh man, what is going on here? And then we said, you know what? We got to try to play something. I'm going to take this off right there as we can see the chart's a little bit better. There it is. So we're saying like, once this broke through, and this was Thursday, today's Friday, so this was Wednesday, just before Christmas, what was going on there in the after hours, and it broke through this 484, just like it didn't even exist. Like we just came right in here and just went whoops, and just kept on falling back in, right? So then I said, okay, where's the level that we might want to look at? So this was this 477 to 475 sort of area right into here. Well, that didn't hold, and we tried it. We got a little bit of long, and even as this was happening, I said I've changed completely the style of trade. We'll try it a couple times, and then we'll leave it alone until we get some kind of an actionable trade, right? So what wound up happening was there it was. Finally, it came in at 475, and if we kind of zoom back out just a little bit, you'll see that 475 finally coincides with this area, and it was just kind of like looking, it was just cherry picking, trying to find an area of support, because you know what, if you look hard enough, you'll eventually find one. So that was in there, 474, 474, 474 to 475. So once we finally found that there was some volume to kick out with, that's when we went. So it was the first volume spike, and it was the biggest level of volume that we had seen all day besides its opening candle. So that gave me the idea right there to go long. Let me just zoom back out so we can see this a little bit better there. I'm going to minimize that volume now that you can see it. Once we gave that bottom tick, I didn't go long until we went back through that upside. So I just kind of punched long into there, and I had more shares sitting to see if we were going to hold that little bottom tick, but we don't get any more shares. It rips to the top side, and we just did a good job of holding. And that first couple outs were just at 50 cents or so, and then our $1 and change giving us that bottom cover. And then we just got back up into this area. We took out a 480 fill, and Tesla turned out to be a pretty decent trade. Now it's not really doing anything. We're still waiting for it to break that area. But again, just watch the falling knife and try to catch it. We thought we were going to catch it there. We didn't. We got out, put some damage on the board for us. We got a little bit hit there. I think we talked about it was about 10% of our Nvidia trade. Then we put on a decent spot there against that bottom, and it just worked out. So yeah, sometimes you got to go mining for gold, and we found it a little bit there in Tesla at the bottom. So good question, and it was just a guess, to be honest with you. That's what trading is. I don't think that we know. Look, it's more than a guess when we have information.
Yes.
But it's a guess that it's going to hold based on that bottom wick. You know, so I think take out your risk to reward. Some people will go 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, whatever your trade looks like. Maybe you're following it based on a rising 50-period moving average. You're basing it on maybe a 3-minute or 5-minute chart, a 1-minute chart. Neil sometimes calls up a 5-second chart when he's looking at IPOs, right? And so, you know, your best guess is that we hold that bottom, and it looked like it worked out today, so we'll pat ourselves on the back. But we've taken big hits on Tesla, man, before, trying to chase the move. So I'm trying to back away from being stubborn, and if you don't have, like if it breaks the OBI, get out again. Yeah. And we go 0 for 3, and it's a mark on our blotter, right? But it worked out. We're able to be positive on Tesla, and yeah, so far so good there with a decent trade on TSLA, and that's why we did. And thank you so much there for the question.
Yeah, I mean, a great explanation there, Sean. Yeah, we were looking at it. It was just like it was distinctly different, right? It was just like there was clearly an aggressive seller, and we talk about you know, opportunities a lot of the time are found in the non-random, right? Most of the time, action is just straight up random. We are guessing. We're taking maybe probabilistic guesses. We're just like, okay,
our best educated guess.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you have to do. You got to be willing.
Come on, guys.
You gotta be willing to put on your perspective and on what you think is worth the trade. And yeah, when that seller lifts, it's more. I think it's definitely worth it to get involved and give it a couple tries before that happens as well. When you think it's happening, for sure. No, great, solid explanation there on the Tesla.
I think that would be funny if we had like a cartoon Obi or a cartoon me or Neil like that Trump.
Yeah,
and we were saying stuff like that as well.
What's that from?
Terrence and Phillips. That's from South Park.
South Park.
It's a Terrence and Phillip graphic there, where they're just their mouths kind of chomp back and forth, and that's how they talk. And
hey, relax, guy.
Yeah, see, so it's hilarious. It was the new season of South Park is pretty epic, but anyways, I don't know. Pretty soon to be canceled, maybe. I don't know.
Hey man, they haven't been canceled yet.
Ice cold up in here. Yeah, it's actually here. The weather's getting better. I don't know if, Ramin says no, it's not. What's up, Adara? Yes.
Yeah, honestly, okay. I'm from Winnipeg, so caveat there. This was not a snowstorm. This was not cold. It was not hard to walk in. I had no problem. I was not shivering. I'm going to be really real.
How far did you walk?
I think some of y'all, I did not walk far, I'll fully admit that. But
All
I
right,
think
you just want to preface with that,
exaggerating
right?
No,
Okay.
I don't just want to talk about how everyone Winnipeg go. Be quiet
I'm just
with
saying,
that.
I saw the Aviva bag, dude. So like, that's just around the corner.
Oh, but she is pointing at you.
I just want to say that I fully I think sometimes a lot of y'all in Toronto exaggerate a bit with the weather.
How's the driving?
Okay, that's fair. You know, that's fair.
Obi, when Adara's pointing at you like that, you better come correct.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? But no, she is 100% right. I mean, this is not even.
No, it's not that bad.
We have like maybe 2 inches.
It's not bad.
I did step outside and I was like, no, I'm gonna Uber the food. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. It's
I'm
not.
gonna do some work and Uber the food.
So. It's not. So yeah, to Ramin's point there, it's not the greatest driving experience right now. It's windy.
Oh, dude, I love it because the car slides and it really tests your abilities and skills.
Oh, but you know what? You know what? Fine. It's the greatest driving experience of all time. Now, no, it's a little rough.
Separates the weak from the strong.
Yes, get that FSD. So that's the other thing too. For those of you that have FSD in this kind of climate, either Midwest or something that's happening right now, northeastern seaboard or here in Canada, does it maybe not it goes no matter what? Like it doesn't judge the weather. Or does it? Like, I just feel like it.
I think there has to be some sort of mechanism that, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Now with Groq built in, like you.
Yeah, exactly. It'll probably like read. It's like, oh, it's snowing, so like we have to change, braking, how we brake and how we accelerate and how we act when there's less traction on the road. For sure, I'm sure that's
like
there.
I don't like. I know there's some people saying that they love driving in the winter. Like I don't really. I would prefer.
They've never driven on the
right, it's because
I've been off-roading a lot.
That's the
so
only
I think I
is
really
getting mad.
I'm not really. I mean, hey, Ramin drives a tank. Ramin literally drives. I know you've seen her car.
She's parked right beside mine. Every day I'm like, yo, you're about to hit my car.
Ramin literally drives a tank.
Her car
so I don't think she doesn't care what weather. She shouldn't care what weather.
She has it's a Ram.
It will beast through everything. It's like hopped up on some huge.
It's sitting on 50-inch rims.
50-inch rims, which are literally probably all seasons or something like that. They got some tread. They got some real tread.
She's sitting on 33s apparently in my ear.
If she wanted to, she could just hop off the ramp and run through Don Valley like it was nothing as well. You know what I mean?
So those
are the kind of tires.
I was debating order.
The has impounded me many times. I don't want another case.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to say that. Okay, but what I was going to say is I was debating just ordering a plow and just applying it to the front of Ramin's car.
Yeah, that would work.
And then during my break, instead of going to the gym, I just go around. Earn some extra money, start plowing there, and then we
have done that.
This is what
few bills at lunch.
This is what we're talking about. Make a couple bills over there. I mean, come on, we're hustlers over here.
Exactly.
I think I just have one job. Come on, man. But here we go. So now Tesla looks like it's finally starting to hit the skids a little bit. I mean, the market's not doing a whole heck of a lot. Like, I wish there was a little bit more to talk about. What I do like from one of my picks, and I think Adara, she's done so much work, but we do have to, I think we're going to update the picks of 2025. Because we've got to put a quote.
It is always the first day of the month. So we will get it on January 2nd, 2026, the final update.
I like. So we'll get that on that day, and then we'll figure out, what's going on with that. But for my pick for the next year coming, I'm going to probably put some Marvell in that basket. I really like the photonics. They recently made a nice acquisition. And again, remember, these guys are part of the infrastructure for the build-outs there for the data centers and for this whole AI sort of boom that we've been talking about for a while. I like Marvell. I think it's a little sleeping giant right into here right now. Potential. I mean, look, you can't just see that everything's a potential bio candidate, but I do really think that Marvell has something about it. So we'll wait to see what they want to do right there. 86.50 or so. Marvell could be a play for me. Obi, I'd like to get you involved in this game this time as well, because with all the vacations that everybody seems to be taking around here, you are more and more filling in. Go to see you again. Okay, you are.
I'll think about it, and I'll.
Yeah, I do want you to be a part of this.
Okay.
This year. So what we generally pick is 4 names.
4 names.
You can pick an ETF.
Yep.
You can. I went with Coinbase. Brendan went with Bitcoin. So you can do things like that as well. And I also picked Dow Jones. As sort of a go with, and of course I had Palantir for this coming year. So yeah, you're going to be part of that. We'll call you the day that we're doing it, and you can slide in and have some picks. Would love it. Yeah, I'd love it. Fabian and Ramin, we could all. Trader TV Live family. Fabian just came over to me and was like, yo, He wants to be involved.
Pick me, bro.
No, I think that's awesome. I think we should all do that, right? So then everyone can realize that we actually have no idea what we're talking about, and it's the youth these days that get the right.
I'm very low key about my swings, but I'll make some.
No, it doesn't have to be your own personal positions.
Okay.
This is just like if where you're looking, what stocks you think have a potential to go.
Yes,
we're not going to dock your pay if you're wrong here, Obi, or anything like that. So don't.
It's okay.
Don't apply too much.
The market usually does that for me, anyways. If I'm right or wrong, the market will usually decide.
Yeah, I think that is true. All right, with her last.
That's my boss.
Throw and/or segment of the day, it is Sia.
Okay, Sean, you could just say you don't like me at this point. That's fine. But we're going to quickly do a little money talks. So dollar is edging up. It's still near recent lows. US dollar is ticking higher in quiet holiday trading, but it's remaining close to multi-week lows as markets are continuing to price US rate cuts in 2026. And we're also going to talk about the yen being under pressure after certain Japan data. The yen is weaker against its major peers right now, with USD JPY trading a bit above the mid-156 area after a recent slide in the Tokyo Core CPI. Analysts are saying that the dollar-yen pair is showing corrective tone as of today, but remains firmly within its broader uptrend and key support levels as of now. But we're closely watching them, and they're being watched around the mid-155 ranges. There's nothing too major going on today, and that's all. Thank you, Sean. Back to the guys.
Thank you. See ya. Yes. So
I'll definitely I'll think about some picks for sure.
I want to see some plays in the chat as well. I want to see what people in the chat are thinking. If you could take.
I think infrastructure. Sean's mic is acting up again. Nice bounce off of VWAP on Nvidia. Just watching it. How much time we got left? We got about 25 minutes, guys. I don't know if there's gonna be a next trade for me here, but like looking at Sean's dismantling the mic now. Oh boy, it's in 4 pieces. Oh, it just needs a new battery. Okay, all right. This is your 3rd battery today, my guy. Sorry. Something's going on there. My mic keeps falling a little bit there. But yeah, no. Oh wow, Apple's really coming in right now. But no, when it comes to perspective and kind of outlook for next year, some of the picks that I'm maybe thinking about. Again, maybe I'll look for some space names that have pulled back. Maybe I'm looking at tech to take a little bit of a cool down, or just straight up. We've seen how, like, I just want to point out, again, I know I show this chart a lot. Look at the SPY, right? Look at the SPY. Look at the ETFs that literally are almost rigged to go up over time. They
that's the point.
Take out the worst performers and they put in the best performers, and we just keep printing more dollars. So guess how much this is going to be valued in about 10, 15 years if we continue to go down the same path, right? So anyways, that's besides the point here. So I like to go straight up to a 12-month chart if we're going to talk about how next year may or may not end. Let me take off some of these indicators here. This is how we're ending on the year, Sean. There's 5 days left for this candle to print. Take a look at that bottom wick, right? This was that 17% pullback, 17% pullback at the beginning of the year.
April.
And we just back through open, boom, that was a great trade. If you like taking back through open trades, take a look at higher time frames, right? When we get back through the year open on the spider, we're literally closing at the highs. We're making a bit of a hammer. So what about the SPY when it comes to coming into next year? Will it be around 800, 900,000? Maybe 750 is the first mark. Let's get to 750 first. I like to work in quarters, but you can see over the past couple of years, this was the COVID pullback, slap and squeeze a lot of the shorts that were just like, maybe this is the end of the world, right? This was the pullback here, a little bit of a consolidation down in 350s. But regardless, we're stepping up pretty aggressively, to say the least. So some of the strong beta names might be a place to be. But again, this is a very chip heavy price action. So we'll have to see if chips continue to be the leaders and some of the tech names continue to be the leaders, or do they kind of phase out? We saw what happened. I mean, I don't know if I saw, but you saw what happened to names like Yahoo and GE, where they used to run the top of the markets. They were the leaders. And what happens over time is different stocks will take the lead, but guess what? SPY continues to push up over time pretty nicely as well. So, you know, it's something to consider, something to think about. We are extending pretty aggressively here as well. You can see the candles, the range has been pretty aggressive as well. Here's a super chat. David coming in with the super chat. Merry Christmas and Boxing Day for the Canadians. Merry Christmas and happy Boxing Day to you as well. Well wishes from a presidential suite in my home town, Tucson. See, this is why, you know. Anyways, I'm sorry. I can't read.
Now now you got me going about
saguaro cacti are a must-see. Thank you, Quantum Dump for Christmas. Tucson.
Tucson, yeah. Tuscany is in Italy.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, is that how you spell that? I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay. Here is the
That's the type of cacti.
Yeah, this is a saguaro cacti right there. So nice little, thank you for that. Yeah, that would not survive outside right now here today, but that's beautiful. And, you know, glad you're enjoying yourself over there. And again, David, man, thank you for what you've been contributing all year. Okay, you got the other one there. Okay, there it is right now. All right, here we go. Danny boy. Right now, it's safe to say that I should have elaborated more on the Chinese restrictions regarding silver more elaborately. Yeah, we used that word twice there. That's good. That's on me. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, no problem. I mean, Obi...
it was a learning experience for all of us. So I thank you for kind of bringing it to our attention, right? So
I mean, we always talk about it. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button right now, because that's the only way to get part of our... I want to see how many people... I'm going to say it's 7822 or so. There it is.
Oh.
So...
Is it just me, or has that been going... Like, it's been fluctuating between 21 and 22.
No, it doesn't really fluctuate at all. It's pretty much just 22 for a long time. No, we got, I think we're at 21.8 at one point or so. So, you know, hit the likes and the subscribe. More importantly, the subscribe. Yeah, it's because it has to be manually updated. So we'll have a quick look and try to get that automated as we go. But, you know, what's happening in 10 minutes are the imbalances. I wanted to show everybody that one trade that worked out right here was Nvidia. Nvidia did break 91. Well, it did come down into VWAP there. It basically, I was going to say it didn't really break it. It broke it by 6 pennies to the downside, then got right back up. But that's not enough juice to do anything. Like even on 100 shares, like I don't want to give up $20 just trying to do whatever here. There's not a whole heck of a lot happening. These are the imbalances, so these will all come into the market and hit the market at 350 right now. Merck, what chart is that?
So MDLN is I think an
Medline.
ad.
Oh, that's today. Yes,
that's an ad today, and that is doing a bit of a quaduk.
Okay, is that what they call that?
I've had that on the side of my screen all day, kind of just watching and feeling out the price action there. But
it's yeah. What was the story there? It was an ad.
It's a new IPO.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's just I think it's a 370 million ad notional.
Yeah.
So decent chunk, and I was just like, well, you know, it just IPO'd less than 2 weeks ago, and someone already wants it. Bye, Ramin. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye, Ramin. Drive carefully. Oh, man.
She doesn't need to drive carefully. Just watch, you know, be considerate of other drivers, Ramin. Be considerate of other drivers. You know, they might be a little scared. That vehicle is definitely a little intimidating on the road, you know?
Is that an ice cap? My daughter loves ice caps, by the way. Where are you? You're behind us. Hey, how's it going? Why don't we do the other view here?
And mango? Ice. Oh, and one more. What is that?
Soup.
Oh, nice.
Soup,
and
ice.
Sushi.
Oh, gosh. She's ready to go. All right, Ramin, enjoy. Enjoy. Wow. Ah, boy. She says she might have a 2-hour drive home.
Take care.
The sushi was very, very good, apparently, says Fabian there. I did want to show, thanks, Ramin. Yeah, get home safely, and please take your time and don't cost yourself some of this. What I want to show is just quickly here, compare your profits. We did talk about this. This was yesterday's trading, so not much. Oh yeah, I guess I'll just stop it right here. So yesterday's trading here at Real Trading. Sorry. Turkey money. Turkey. Tastes so good. But yeah, yesterday, again, we were chasing some turkeys around, and someone did some damage over there, so 3,500. Turkey. Maybe it was the only market open yesterday. I do not know that to be true, but the Istanbul office crushed it yesterday here at Real Trading, or anybody. And again, you could trade from home at Real Trading. This is the same software that Obi and I use every single day. We are, of course, trading on a prop floor, and that is similar to what we have right there with Trade the Pool. But we trade with Real Trading, unavailable, unfortunately, in the United States as of now. For now. And Obi?
Sure. What?
I did get confirmation.
Yes.
Options will be rolled out soon to limited participants. So you potentially could be a participant in that one. So good call on that. It's going to be, well, we've heard that before, but I don't want to get people excited, but hopefully soon, options trading here at Real Trading.
Wait to sell some 0DTs.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we're doing now, kind of thing, I think, every day, trading this. And by that, you mean, of course, those are only available on Fridays, which would be today. And then I just think options become more and more important as we start to trade potentially. Well, what were they doing? 23.5, something like that, take an hour off, and the markets will then basically eradicate a name like a Blue Ocean and things like that. If the Nasdaq and NYSE and all these other gateways, look to trade after hours, I'm not sure. I think that will squash the whole advantage of us trading on Blue Ocean. But for now, it's there. We do have the Moon ATS as well. So, take advantage of this liquidity in the post market. I think it's going to be closed today. It'll be done today. Will not open up tonight, but opens up Sunday, I believe, 8 p.m. on Blue Ocean. So we'll be there trading that. And, options, though, they need to extend their hours as well. So we'll see if that does happen over there at the CBOE, Chicago Board of Exchange, and we'll see if that, if they wind up, what does options trading look like if the Nasdaq extends? Because then you don't have to close it anymore either, right? Maybe options will not be zero. Like, what is zero DTE then becomes expired because the market.
They probably still have expiry dates.
Well, my opinion, I think what they're going to plan to do is close the market at 4, settle everything, open back at 5.
Okay.
That's what I think the Nasdaq and NYSE and all that will do. It's almost like an extended break. They do have something like that in the Chinese markets as well, where they take a lunch hour. I think it's Japan,
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, well, they will stop trading and block it off for either 45 minutes or an hour, and then they have a whole new opening process again.
Yeah, they have 2 opens and 2 closes. How amazing is that?
Yeah. So that'll be good, man. And when we do that, we'll do that as well. Thank you. We have a new viewer there, Master Mixes. What's up, Master Mixes? Thank you for joining us here. We are live every single day at 8 a.m. Unfortunately, right now, we don't have any positions, but normally at this time, we are looking at things. We normally will have a position, but in today's, it's kind of tough. And this is where you can vote just by getting into our chat and hitting hashtag whatever you want, or hashtag $. You can get in there. FJET today, we look at that. That's up on that screen, 16%. Netflix, oh, you know what? Netflix is an interesting name. That had a nice, that's 90. Wait a second here. Yeah, there, get part of that chat. NFLX, did I just see 90? Okay, who? I thought I saw 96 there. Got to get these eyes checked again. But yeah, Netflix, nice little move there. And again, making that bottom trade one more time, coming through for Netflix as we zoom in here on our 5-minute chart. This has been pretty good, man. Yeah. This little bottom area, we had talked about it. I had written down on the chart on our notes last week that we had 93. And I took 93 long. You know what happened, man? This is the only time I took 93 long is when it actually broke. But now we have that bottom of 92.70. So we can play 93 long again. I think we'll put this on our note today. 93 long, going to be on the sticky note tomorrow for Netflix. I promise you, well, I can't promise you that. Tomorrow is now Monday, actually, so we'll see what kicks out today. But what we had written down today was 190.25 on NVIDIA. Man, that was a banger. That is my chicken dinner winner of the day. I can show you that after. We did have IBIT long, 49.75. We did try that one. That did not work. Silver, man, with the London bullion market closed today from Boxing Day, we knew that was going to be a runner. We said the long, silver up $4 from that spot. We don't have it. And then the Nasdaq, we took long at 55 on the TQQs. So let's go over and just have a quick little look at some of those trades. NVIDIA today, my number one stock, my number one trade of my best trade of the whole, my number one stock of the whole month is Medline. We took that IPO and nailed it, man. That was a big trade for me. But there's the break right there of the pre-market high, which turned out to be 190.50. We had written down 190.25, but then it broke it, so that became our new high. And bang that, man. We took a bunch of shares. It was a great trade. We got them all out around that 192 area. My best out is 192.25. Then the last 5 or 10% fell down, and we wound up getting that out right there at the 50-period moving average. But NVIDIA was definitely a banger, and that helped start the day. And then, yeah, man, someone asked how much billions of dollars do we have? Not that many for me, and sometimes we lose, you know, and there's the stock right here. There's 49.75 coming in like a falling knife there on IBIT. We tried it. We let it settle. We thought it was bouncing back. We took that bid again, got out once it broke that low. So, you know, we're basically at 49.75 now. So if we held all day, fine. But we are, again, on a prop floor. We got to cover that position. And oh, boy, this one. Oh, boy. That was a good idea. Take a look at that. We did have a nice little bottom tick there. We waited very, very patiently. We get our 55 as posted on the note, sticky note. We had that price. So that fell into our lap and we hammered that one. So that was a good trade for us too. And then Tesla back and forth with that name before eventually getting out of Tesla on that break there of 478 to the downside. So yeah, man, all is well and good right now. And yeah, we're pretty happy with all of those trades. And you've just traded Nvidia and silver today, right?
Yeah, well, I took a shot at silver, yeah, but then it, again, pretty strong there. 71.17s right now, Sean. So it just continues to blast to the upside right here.
All right, so we're looking for Medline, right?
MDLN is what we're looking for here.
All right, so let's call this up.
We got about 2 minutes left. Ooh, look at that chart right there.
So this is a NASDAQ name. It has fallen back in. What do you remember the index they're being added to? We can go find. I think it's S&P 400. I think it's the S&P 400. So Medline right now, due to the fact that they've had an IPO, their market cap qualifies them to get into the S&P 400. So I believe that's what it is. We're going to do some research and find out for you. But that should show up right here as a buy is what we're looking for. But I remember the other day when Carvana got added to the S&P 500, it actually came out as sell.
Yeah,
so
S&P Total Market Edition.
Yeah, S&P Total Market, so the 400. So that will be coming in today. So we'll wait to see in 30 seconds. And remember, these are all, some of them are old from the NASDAQ, you know, older ones from the NYSE 930, 930. We'll see very, very soon. They're going to update. So I'm going to get the source out here. You're going to see them all disappear in 1 second because right now we'll just wait, and there we go. Now we'll wait for an update right now in 15 seconds from the NASDAQ, and we are expecting Medline to be on here, so I'm going to call up MDLN and potentially look to trade this name and see where it goes from here. So we are now 5 seconds away. We'll see when it comes up. Watch out for Medline here. If it's a big buy, I think we got to buy this one for sure. And there it is right now. It comes as a big, okay, so 2 points. Look at that go up. Yeah. So right there, you just saw it live right there. So yeah, I can't. The algos hit that. That just took off right there to the upside, up to 44.40 there. Nice move up there from Medline. Warner Brothers with a little bit of a sell. That's not going to affect the stock. This is in buyout mode right now. So that's not going to affect it. Oh, Nvidia downside with a little bit of a wick action right there as well. Joey Options over there had a good trade in Broadcom. He's now gone. We wish him a successful flight down to Mexico. Well, he'll be spending, I think it's a week down there. Tesla with a sell as well. So a lot of these names, so we did good by getting out of Tesla. But it's MDLN right now holding the bid and trying to get a little higher here, breaking through 44.
Apple's coming into day low. You were talking about that Apple coming in as a short. That thing's coming right.
This is a great look, by the way, Fabian, by the way.
On Apple. And then, yeah, Nvidia pulling in right now on a bit of a sell imbalance. I see here Nvidia with a 2 million sell roughly. Yeah, MDLN 2.462 million sell. So that's what I'm looking at right here on these. In terms of NYSE here, I gotta sort this stuff out here, but BAC, nothing too crazy happening. Maybe QBTS. What's going on, Adara?
Yeah, so you guys know, overall I'm seeing here imbalances, S&P 500, 582 million to sell, NASDAQ 100, 540 million to sell. I want to talk here, though, about QBTS because apparently Andrew Left of Citron Research is on Fox Business right now, and he is saying that he is either short, he's opened a short position here in D-Wave Quantum. So QBTS, Andrew Left of Citron Research is short. Keep an eye on PLTR as well. We know that he has been advocating for a short for PLTR, and again, he is currently live on Fox Business. That is Andrew Left of Citron Research. So we send you back to Sean and
Kobe. Yeah, look, Andrew Left. I mean, yeah, look, Palantir's had a great run, and you know, it's no surprise that these guys are coming back. Wow, okay, that Medline just got bigger right there. I'll put this down here. But yeah, Palantir had a nice run back to $200, so getting hit down today. Now we kind of know why. You know, that short report there, he's going to be talking about it. So I just let this settle. you know, Palantir goes with these news stories, and you know, we did hear that it was a big sell there. It was maybe it was Citron that dropped that, but Burry, I believe, as well, tried to talk about some of the valuations being a little extended on some of these names. So there goes Palantir. But okay, MDLN, man. This could be a great trade. I think now what we have to do is wait for 355, and if it stays, right? So at 355, wow, damn, Shorty. We should have hit that, man. I mean, that was, you know, when that came out there, there was an opportunity to get long into that level. So we'll see if it winds up breaking here. See, now it's back down to 2.5 million shares. So starting to get quickly paired off. The Nvidia sell is for real. That's still happening to the downside there as well. FXI, we're not going to worry. Broadcom. What about Open Door, $6? Yeah, again, flew to the downside there, Open Door. We can wait to see what happens with Eric Jackson. I told you the next door. He was talking about Hut 8 as well. This is another play for Eric Jackson, Hut 8. We can see if that one winds up going anywhere right now. But we're having a decent day, man. We had a really big open, and we sort of added to that a little bit. My whole day, just to let you guys know, 75% of it is NVIDIA. We do have a decent AMD trade as well. We went long there off of that, sort of wick bottom through the VWAP. We waited for it to make a bottom, then we punched it long through there. So that was a quick little trade as well. We don't really have anything else going on, man. We got in and out of IBIT, so we lose a little bit there. We make, like I said, 80% or so of our day on NVIDIA right there on that break, which is perfect. That was our #1 trade idea. And then the other, basically 20% comes from this Q's trade. And then Tesla was a good one. We did make money on it, but we had lost a little bit there. We didn't get our full position down there. We were waiting for a little bit lower, but good trade there on Tesla put us into the green for this name after going 0 for 2 early and picked that up right back up to the upside. And, you know, sometimes just coming back, getting into the green side of trading is what you need for those good feels. All right, 30 seconds until we potentially get another flip here, and that one would be on Medline. So we'll see if that can take, what about just a break of 44.50 here at the end of the day for Medline? I think I'm gonna try it if it does break that. So I'm gonna get my order ready, so it automatically punches me in and we see if we get it.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely worth taking a little bit of a shot at, and that imbalance kind of you know, jumping around as of right now. So wait and see is what I'm kind of hoping for here on Medline. So yeah, I kind of like that action, but we'll take a quick look at this. 2.4 million to buy as of right now, and we have about 10 seconds left. So we'll see how much of that fading is off. Right here, again, a little bit of action definitely expected coming into the pairing event happening at 55, and that's right now. And
stays a bid.
No, it okay, yeah, it stays a bid
but
for
not much. So
1.1 right there. So yeah, I think it trade's still on, but I think how we have to take it is a little bit different there on the day.
It's funny that Nvidia stayed to sell.
Nvidia stayed to sell.
Like, that's not good news, man. So yeah, that is continuously going lower. That would have been a good trade there. Nvidia sell side right into their low, basically, of the day there, where we got long initially, 190.50. So the same price you could have got at 935 just came in again. So you spend all day worrying about Nvidia. It came all the way back, all the way to the downside. So we have to check that out there. That's still a sell. That if this stays a sell into the close, you're going to get
we're getting that one.
You're going to get a move because you cannot absorb. Like, it needs to sell off 1.8 million shares. On the bid, I mean, it might pair off, but on the bid, you don't have, like, these are hundreds of shares, not millions of shares. Every single digit on here is 100 shares. So this could get sold off as it continues to feel pressure on this. What's up with Grab today? Oh, that's not big enough stock to worry about that. Medline, though, that could be a decent print. I'm actually not that excited about it. I feel like it's going to print around here. The book, the market maker, definitely has shares of this. It's a recent IPO. They can fill from their own book. I'm not too worried about that. But this Nvidia looks like, Obi, it does want to keep going downside. Sure. If that ever changes, I might just, even though there's not that much time left, I might just see if the flip game is strong on this one because, you know, okay, well, Medline just grew again over to 2 million shares. Nvidia's actually getting
right back to the bottom of the range, man.
On Medline or on Nvidia? Yeah, Nvidia, I know. That's
talk about how it's just been beautifully just ranging between 192s and 190s, doing more of the same on imbalances. So you're just
trying to watch it if
this action is there.
It flips. So like what I'm doing is I'm watching this 1.7 number. If that disappears or that S turns into a B, I'm going and hitting the ask. I've already crossed up to 191. Like I'm already crossed up here 50 pennies to get long if that flips, because this is a fake dollar down. Okay, and what I mean by that is like, it's not, this is a market mechanism right here that's creating this move to the downside. It's not a news story. It's nothing else like that. So you could see just you're getting like a free dollar here if this disappears, but it doesn't look like it wants to. Medline right now, yeah, it's not doing anything. Merck's had a sell on it the whole time. It's a little different. It's a little different when you're in the Nasdaq versus New York because just the way that works as far as Nasdaq in New York is concerned. All right, so Nvidia is still there. I guess it's not going to flip, dude. But if it does, I'll still take the long. Now we only have 10 minutes left, so
3 minutes.
10 minutes left. Yeah, 3 minutes left. 2 minutes
for a second.
2 minutes left into that area. So I don't know. I know it's still 1.2 million. You see how it's starting to pair off a little bit and it's starting to get back to the upside. Now it's 780,000 shares. Now it's 500,000. It's still out of like this. Okay, now it's getting lower and lower. Looks like it does want to go back up. Should I just hit this now? It does look like it wants to go back. Now it's gone. Oh no, it's still a sell. It's going to disappear. There's just not enough time left.
2 minutes left.
Even if it pairs off, I don't know. That's too bad. I would have liked that to flip earlier. So now you guys at least can think about what's going through my mind. Like, if that flips at 355, man, I already had the order ready to go. And I had the Medline order, actually. Okay, now Medline's gone, MDLN. So this one's probably tanking. Well, yeah, not moving. So all these names will just pair off. There's your QBTS that Adara just brought us to. So this could be an interesting name that we look at on Monday, right? With Andrew Left talking some, you know what, about quantum names. And it's just, you know, I do agree with him. Early days on quantum. We'll have to wait to see if that can get going. Now, I don't want to say I agree with him. I didn't see the whole story there. But now with only 1 minute left, it looks like NVIDIA is what it's going to do. We'll see what Tesla's up to here in the last moments of the day. Yuck. Obi, man, I don't know what the market's doing. Yeah, the market's fine.
The market's kind of...
Tesla's down here at the lows again. Wow, what a good couple. Hey, those were good ideas. I mean, getting out. VWAP, 200. 200 again. 50 period. Boom. So that's what risk management does for you, man. You got to have your routes. We will end the day at the highest spot we've been at all day, which is a good, successful story for me anyways. Just like to be out there at the highs, no losses from top. The last trade we made was, again, a successful one, getting out of Tesla. And we also did get out of our TQQ trade as well, right there. So again, getting out in the range, getting out on the VWAP break, and don't have to worry about what's happening right now as we only have 15 seconds. Happy Boxing Day to everybody, man. It's always a great time when we have Obi with us. Thanks, Fabian. I really, really like that look. I'm going to see if we can introduce that more. With only 10 seconds left right now, it's Beta Pro, brought to you by Beta Pro, this closing bell now. There it is, man. The Nasdaq, and so we could see what, so let's quickly go over to MDLN, see if that had a little bit of a move there at the end of the day. So it looks like we don't get, the Nasdaq print would come with a T print. So there it is right there. 7 million or so shares done right there at 44.13. So there's the big print. They do it right at market price, it looks like. So a successful IPO and a successful first introduction into an index there for Medline. So no one got hurt on that. That's pretty good. Whether or not you're a buyer or a seller, you got to be happy with at market pricing. We had SIDU there, had a below market price of $1.50. So this is what happens when you can't find the liquidity, it just drifts down. We'll see if that holds at 150 where they're offering 16.8 million shares. You know, that offering could be full now, and that's done, and we'll see tomorrow if there's a release for that one. Adara is still working extremely hard getting everything done. Adara, what's the next graphic that you have planned going out?
Well, I always have at least 4 scheduled to come out during the weekend. There's a fun one about the new Genesis mission that the Trump administration is doing. That's going to be coming out over the weekend. I do have a whole bunch of year in review infographics, though, that those are going to be coming out throughout next week. Definitely stay tuned. I've got some cool stuff planned. A lot of different stocks on watch with that, including one on Robinhood.
All right, well, don't show that year-end review to Neil because, you know, he said that, you know, the whole year thing doesn't mean anything. He'd rather just pick random spots to look at stocks. But he and I joked about that the last couple of days. So shout out to year-end in review. And then Obi, you're going to now be part, and so is Adara. We're all going to be part of picking stocks. Yeah. So join us in the new year. We'll tell you what day is appropriate. Hopefully everyone's going to be here. Joel's on vacation. We're all taking a little bit of time off. Well, I'm not, but coming through. I'm going to be here half day on Monday, and then we're into Buffalo. Hopefully we get good weather for that one. Adara told us, man up, man. This is not bad weather. So we'll take that to heart. And you're still walking home though, Adara, tonight, right?
I mean, I always walk home. Unless I'm in a situation where I'm feeling physically unwell, the weather does not impact me, is what I'm saying. The weather will never impact me.
Yeah, I should have brought my boots. And I think that's right? It's about preparation for the weather, right? I mean, it's like, if you know it's going to be bad, wear your gloves, get your boots going on, get that jacket.
Part of my morning process is to check what the weather is.
I failed today at that.
And it's been too many times where I am not prepared for the weather, and I was just like, this is not going to happen again.
Adara, thank you for a great day. I hope you had a great Christmas and a great holiday, and it's going to continue on this weekend. And so everybody, be safe. Whether or not you have perfect weather outside or nasty weather, drive carefully. Spend as much time with your loved ones as you possibly can. It's Neil and I on Monday, but then I'm gone half day. You'll be back. You're filling in for Joe, actually, I believe, all day Monday anyways. So, all right. Thank you so much. Great show today, man. Always a pleasure to do this with you. Thank you to Ramin and Fabian. Great on the ones and twos. Thank you to Adara always. I mean, I can only compliment her so much. We do have Sia, great job. I think she's booked out, though, so thank you to Sia for everything today. And then, Ramin got off early as well. Joe, safe travels, man, into Mexico there, and Sharif will be back on Monday, and hope he has a great weekend. And most importantly, I hope everybody out there watching us has an absolutely fantastic weekend. I'm coming home, my wife. I'll pick up, she just told me right now, pick up both milk and cream on the way home. So we will do that. Maybe we'll slide some bacon in, have some eggs and bacon. We'll get that all figured out. All right, Obi, thank you so much for a great show. And thank you to everybody. We're back at what time, Obi?
8 a.m.
8 a.m. on Monday. Ciao till then. See you, Adara.
Yeah.